Doing a little stargazing on a Saturday night in Tucson, in the middle of the desert, and a high-flying matchup as expected, as it always is when Texas Tech and Arizona play, but now they play against each other as Big 12 rivals. Texas Tech, the #1 scoring offense in this conference, while Arizona took the country by storm last week. They beat number 10 Utah, and the league's on notice as well, too. Mark Helfrich, Connor Onion, it's late. Maybe you need a little second wind. The offense will give you a little caffeine.
It's time for the varsity,
yes.
right? It's time for the offense. The stars to come out. As you just said, somebody has to grab this Big 12 race and take it.
Yeah, and if it happens, it's probably going to be a lot of Noah Fifita and McMillan. T-Mac, the guy they call here in Tucson, everybody knows who you're talking about when you talk about T-Mac.
Yes, these guys have been phenomenal playing together since high school. Noah Fifita does everything accurate, and this weapon he has outside is special. He's an All-American. He's a route technician, strong hands. He's a 6'5" freak that can go up and get it.
So Teterow and McMillan, Noah Fifita, the two big stars for Arizona. It's about the run game for Texas Tech. A lot of their offense goes through Taj Brooks.
Yeah, Zach Kittley and this outfit known for throwing the ball. This is the difference maker for how they've been able to improve, and that's so good for Behren Morton. This guy is just a human security blanket for him, and like every great back, as the game gets going, body blows add up, he gets better and better.
And he might carry it 25 to 30 times tonight. That's not out of the question. He carried it 32 times in the win against Cincinnati last week. Our game countdown brought to you by Progressive. Means kickoff is coming in Tucson. Allison Williams on the other side, as well as a lot of points expected in this Big 12 matchup. Well, last week, top 10 win for the Arizona Wildcats at Utah. An almost impossible place to deal with the noise. Brent Brennan led his team in there for a win. Now down to Allison.
Thank you, guys. Coach Brennan, we'll see Texas Tech's offense to start. What will you look for early from your defense to see how they're handling that tempo?
Yeah, I mean, really that. Just seeing how quickly we're getting the calls in, how quickly we're getting adjusted. I think their screen game is a big part of something we got to defend tonight. So just see how we handle it early on.
This is a late kick for a football game. What you do to make sure your guys are juiced and ready to go?
I always make sure they're well rested and well fed, and that's pretty much all any young man needs.
I love it. Thanks, Coach. Connor.
So caffeine for everybody else besides the players, according to Brent, right? Tucson excited once again after that top 10 win. Hot night, 90 degrees plus. Good thing this was not a 1 o'clock kick.
Yeah, it was 106 yesterday when we left the walkthrough. That indoor felt great. Perfect weather for football. It's always perfect. Whatever the weather is, it's perfect.
Yeah, the Arizona fan base definitely reinvigorated after a loss to Kansas State, a bye week, then that big win against Utah on the road. And now they take a shot at staying undefeated in the Big 12. Texas Tech off to a 2-0 start with 1-score wins against Arizona State and Cincinnati at home last week.
Joey McGuire told us yesterday he was going to take the ball if they won the toss, and he delivered. They won the toss, they will receive. They want to set the tempo early.
Here we go, late night in Tucson with Dre McCray back to get the opening kick. And that's over his head for a touchback. So Texas Tech winning the toss, taking the ball, means Behren Morton comes out for the first time. Mark, he was a first grader. He loved that 2008 team while he was living in Lubbock. That was led by Graham Harrell.
Yes.
Just like his hero.
Yep.
He's got Texas Tech off to a 2-0 start in the Big 12.
Literally in his blood, his love for this program, and he is playing so consistently. It's gone hand in hand with the excellence of Taj Brooks. The production from Taj Brooks just lets him settle down and just distribute, get the ball to 2-8 early, and test this Arizona defense.
And Mason Tharp starts out in the backfield. He's leading the way for Brooks, who has nowhere to go. And Chase Kennedy runs him down in the opening play. This Texas Tech offense that blocks for Taj Brooks.
Yeah, Dwayne Aquino, the defensive coordinator, he watches film too. Josh Kelly is the difference maker at the wide receiver spot that has to be a complementary player along with Morton and Brooks.
Number one offense in the Big 12 at 41 points a game. And Morton's pass is complete over the middle. He's got Tharp, who they line up all over the field. They really use their tight ends well in this Texas Tech offense.
Newt Olson would be happy with Tharp. 6'9", 270. A big old target. Chase Kennedy, his first start there, getting involved on that first play. Dwayne Aquino on defense, rotating a ton of players.
So first third down of the night. On 3rd and 3, it's Morton, and that pass is batted down and incomplete. Edge pressure for Arizona. Uiagalelei got a hand on it and brings up 4th down.
They don't get to the quarterback a lot, but this is just as good as a sack. Certainly the 3rd down stop early, getting that big mitt up from Uiagalelei, 46 with a big right paw.
So 3 and out for Texas Tech on their opening drive. I wasn't sure we were going to get a punt in the first half of this game.
Yeah,
much less on the opening drive after 3 plays.
Rare footage.
Jeremiah Patterson back to get this punt. And he calls for a fair catch. Just shy of his 25. 44-yard punt. And now Noah Fifita to the field for the first time at quarterback for Arizona. And Arizona fans know it well. He stayed with the coaching change. New head coach, new coordinator. He just keeps winning.
Yeah, that was the big question when Jedd Fisch left and Brent Brennan came in. Is will Fifita stay? Can you keep McMillan and Fifita and you win a lot of games? And it has translated to just that. It was great talking with those guys yesterday about why they stayed with Brent Brennan. We'll get to that throughout the night.
His top target, Teteroa McMillan, down at the bottom side. Starting on the ground. And a big hole up the middle against this Texas Tech defense. It is shorthanded tonight. Quali Conley turns out a first down to the 10-yard pickup.
They want to get that guy going in a big way. Alexander Dust is in there. Ryan Stewart, Leif Magnuson, they're going to continue to compete at that right guard spot. He's getting a start tonight. And then Kean Burnett, the other prong in that Servite trident of Noah Fifita, Teteroa McMillan, and Kean Burnett.
And Burnett coming off a breakout game against Utah. 5 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Fifita on the move. And he is swung down in the backfield, and that is breaking news. Texas Tech with a sack.
You saw a 3 and out and a Noah Fifita sack. Go out and buy a lottery ticket tonight because this is rare occurrence. Just a really good combination rush by Ben Roberts and Jacob Rodriguez. You see 13 going inside, 10 wrapping outside. That's well designed by defensive coordinator Tim DeRuyter.
Rodriguez got him for a loss of 16 yards. Well, Fifita chucks it out quick in the screen game. Big part of Texas Tech's game plan was stopping the screen game as well as Teteroa McMillan.
Texas Tech, a ton of injuries. Quincy Ledet has to be a force inside against the counter scheme is mainly what they're going to deploy from a run scheme. And then we've seen those two guys, Jacob Rodriguez and Ben Roberts. We'll be talking about them all night long. Cromwell is in. He's normally a corner because of all the attrition inside. He's playing safety.
Chapman Lewis, the typical starter at safety, no-go tonight with a hamstring injury. Fifita given time, now it closes, takes a big shot, and throws it incomplete near midfield. Bryce Ramirez came in and popped him, and some early pressure for Texas Tech, a team that has really struggled to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, no Fifita, this is him in a nutshell. You can see the twist game, trying to get right in his face. He's not a very big guy. He's under 5'10", but he will do that. He will stand in there and take a shot. Texas Tech fans love to see Bryce Ramirez back on the turf after one of the worst injuries in college football. Great to have him back out there. No, Fifita may disagree.
Yes, definitely. Back-to-back punts to open it up. And a fair catch for Coy Aiken, who's handling the punt returns this week for Texas Tech instead of Josh Kelly. Early pressure for that linebacking core. Jacob Rodriguez with a sack for the Red Raiders. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ice Cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing. That was Allison Williams' commute into Tucson today.
Yeah, a little flight from Eugene. She parachuted in. That was pretty big time. Brought a flag, too. That was awesome. How cool was that?
That was really cool.
Wow.
Well, we had back-to-back punts to start this game, which
we sell offense in the open. They 3 and out. Defensive coordinator Tim DeRuta from Tech and Dwayne Aquina, the defensive coordinator Arizona, two of the best in the business. Veterans. Got to find a way to stop these high-powered offenses.
Movement for Texas Tech to start their second drive on offense.
Delay game. Defense. Number 47. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So what they're doing, and Coach Aquina is arguing right there, and he said, hey, that's a silent count. So watch the abrupt stem is what they're calling right there on 47. Ta'ufo'u. And basically they're saying is that is not a natural football movement, making the offense jump. It's on them.
So 1st and 5 instead of 1st and 10, and Quay Aiken for the first time. And he moves the chains for a first down for the first time for Texas Tech. Dwayne Aquina still in the ear of the linesman after that abrupt movement.
Yes, that guy will work every second of everything. That guy's just a veteran, all-time great assistant coach, Hawaiian native.
Taj Brooks, he had the negative play on the first drive, but keeps the legs moving out near midfield, and he has a first down with an 11-yard pickup.
If you haven't seen a lot of Taj Brooks, this is their favorite action, a counter play, the guard, and one of the backside tight ends that time. Taj Brooks out in space, finishing it 1st and 10.
About 5.5 yards per rush for Taj Brooks. When you go yards per game, because he carries the ball so much and so effectively, he's the leader in the Big 12.
Yeah, he has been phenomenal, and they've committed to it. It's not just been, hey, if we have an ideal look, let's run it. It's, we've got Taj Brooks, let's run it.
Oh, that almost went the other way. Genesis Smith jumped that screen that was being set up for Josh Kelly.
Genesis Smith is in for Trayden Stukes, who's going to be out tonight. Almost had the dream scenario. Open space, pick six, great awareness. Trust your eyes. And he's gone as it is. It hits the turf innocently. Great instincts. Great, look from Dwayne Aquina, defensive coordinator, and trigger for Genesis Smith.
Stukes a big loss. Starter and captain when healthy. Taj Brooks runs into the arms of Genesis Smith. Here's the thing with Genesis Smith being in that spot, though. He's been one of their best guys in coverage this year. He has a couple of picks. Had a really good game at Utah on the win.
Yeah, he has been exceptional. Trayden Stukes has been the leader. So that's what'll be interesting. Takario Davis, their best cover guy on the outside. Trayden Stukes was their best player on the inside. Genesis Smith looks like more than an able substitute.
And Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire said that they're going to be more aggressive on 4th down tonight. So you wonder if this might be to set up a 4th down.
4.
They're throwing it, and Aiken drops it.
Yeah, Quay Aiken, maybe the most trustworthy receiver on this unit. Watch his eyes. You catch the ball again with your eyes. You just let that get into his body as he was seeing the coverage from the top down, or trying to what he was going to do with it afterward. And Joe McGuire knows they let one get away.
So Texas Tech will bring out the punting unit. Jack Burgess kick it away to Patterson. And long field to go for Arizona. 85 yards to get for Teteroa McMillan, the star wide receiver for the Wildcats, and his quarterback, Noah Fafita.
Walking away from you.
Time to stay in the game, sponsored by Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Yeah, these are from both head coaches. Joe McGuire told us that their young D has to rise to the challenge of tackling McMillan, pressuring Fifita, and he flip it over. Duane Akina said, hey, we invented the Desert Swarm here. We have to swarm on Taj Brooks.
And Duane Akina, the defensive coordinator, was here during those Teddy Bruschi, et cetera, years for Arizona back in the 90s. Trying to bring that mentality back. Starting in the run game with Conley. For Joey McGuire, they've been very entertaining TV. They've played 3 one-score games. It was, a little bit concerning that first game of the year that they won in overtime, but winning the Big 12, one-score win against Arizona State, then again against Cincinnati.
Yep, and he said he's going to be more aggressive tonight to change up the trend on the road. They've been exceptional at home, tough on the road, like most people, tough on the road. But they have that halfback will travel, and you could see these guys play hard on defense all the time. We're going to see this tackle in space every time you get these Arizona skill guys on the ground. Conley is an exceptional ball carrier. Great finish from Horn.
This is a very motivated secondary that, yes is shorthanded.
It's a huge challenge, right? Against a great quarterback and an exceptional elite receiver. And you're without some guys, that's rally up together.
Well, they gave up 1 million yards through the air last week in their shootout win against Cincinnati. Good start for the DBs tonight for the Red Raiders, and that is broken up. McMillan had it jarred away by Braylon Lux. Welcome back to the lineup after being injured. A knock away from the future NFL wide receiver.
Yeah, welcome back to the lineup, and good luck. 6'5" and an unbelievable vertical. This stadium was shocked that he didn't come up with it, because usually he does. A little bit of hand fight either way. No flag is the right call. T-Mac, the rare mistake of not extending those hands up and going and getting it. And a great rake out from Braylon Lux.
Well, Lux missed the last 2 games. He had a leg injury that kept him out of the Arizona State and Cincinnati wins. But Horn making a play coming up. And then Lux making a play going back. And some optimism for Texas Tech in the back end. Trying to break the scoring column for the first time in Tucson.
We've got to learn to win on the road. That's something we've done a great job the first 2 years winning at home, but we haven't been consistent winning on the road. So I think we're going to be more aggressive whenever we go on the road.
Joey McGuire well aware of that 3-9 record juxtaposed against how good they have been at home in Lubbock.
Yep, and elite jacket, first of all, and then exactly what he told us yesterday. I'm going to be more aggressive today. We are going to collectively be more aggressive in every phase.
This drive starts with Taj Brooks. He gets a couple of yards on first down. This is how good it's been at home at 14-3. But then on the road, 3-9. The one silver lining, all 3 of those wins have been in the Big 12, but that needs to be better if they want to go where they want to go.
Yeah, and then obviously the thing that jumps out there is that turnover margin. That's happens in the road. That happens with losing, and that adds up to that 3-9 record. And tonight we did. This is breaking news, right, from the Japan Bowl of whatever year.
Yeah, the latest kickoff in Texas Tech history is here's Dre McCray, speedy wideout, where they like to get on the edge. He has a first down for the Red Raiders.
Dre McCray can do it as a returner, can do it as a wideout, and they give it to him. Zach Kitley, offensive coordinator, innovative way to use Taj Brooks as a decoy and a lead blocker. He's blocking up on corner Takario Davis there, number 1.
Well, injury timeout after that McCray run to the outside.
Yeah, the trainers came out so quickly on both sides as soon as that was dead. And then I think Gunnar Maldonado, I think is who that is on the far sideline now. Or sorry, the near sideline.
Senior captain, leader of the secondary. Maldonado off with his head coach, Brent Brennan.
Chandler in the Phoenix area, he is just a great player back there. You know, we talk so much about Tacario Davis and Traden Stukes. That guy's just been the glue, a great communicator on that back end as well.
Well, they've been a little beat up back there too. Marquise Gross-Killebrew has missed some time at corner. Maldonado out for at least this play. That means Genesis Smith has to rotate back instead of playing down in the box. He'll be the high safety without Maldonado in there. On first down, it's Brooks, and he squeaks through near the 40-yard line. And got 5 yards on first down.
As you said, you can pretty much bank it. Basically 5.5 a pack for Taj Brooks, and a ton of his runs are like that. That first collision that he runs through, bounces to get 5. And again, as the game progresses, it's just, again, like a prize fighter, just thicker and thicker, and then they turn into home runs.
Baron Morton, his quarterback, likes handing it off to him because he gets to sit back and just listen to the sound of the pads crunching when people try to hit Brooks.
Got him.
Morton taking a shot, and it is caught. Micah Hudson, the 5-star freshman, sets up first and goal.
Great action here by Zach Kittley. It's the motion man. You can see Tacario Davis's eyes are in the backfield. The free safety triggers. So many new bodies back there. Gunnar Maldonado's sub, but that's a great time to test their eyes. Zach Kittley runs a guy in motion, a little play action pass, take a shot, first and goal.
And Texas Tech fans have been wondering, when is Micah Hudson going to break out? Here's Brooks up the middle, bulldozing his way to the end zone. The bowling ball that is Taj Brooks with the night's first score.
See it from the pylon. He squares up, lowers his head, and just runs through the would-be tacklers.
An absolute pancake of Dalton Johnson on his way by. That's the sound
that's what you said about Baron Morton. Yeah,
loves listening
blitz,
to.
Trucking. That's a fun sound to hear as a quarterback.
So Gino Garcia on for the PAT, and he slices it through. So Micah Hudson, the top wide receiver that Texas Tech has signed since Michael Crabtree.
That guy was good.
Very highly thought of. Set him up, then Brooks took him in. Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. Pretty good quarterback tradition here. Patrick Mahomes going for a three-peat. Still very, very loyal to his Red Raiders.
Yes, he is. Loves seeing him in the three-stripe, and he would have loved that touchdown pass. What could have been a touchdown pass that set up the Taj Brooks touchdown run, and we'll take a look at that here in a second.
One of the guys that Patrick Mahomes took into his NIL operation with Texas Tech, Micah Hudson, set up that touchdown.
Well done.
There you go.
Yes, well spent.
So the offenses took a little while to break out. Texas Tech the first to score on the Taj Brooks 2-yard touchdown run. But first it was Micah Hudson breaking free in the Arizona secondary.
So pre-snap, take a look here. This Tacario Davis ends up jumping outside. The design of what gets him here after the motion, the half roll. Watch what happens to free safety Genesis Smith, who's in for the injured Gunnar Maldonado. This is Dwayne Aquina's worst nightmare. We call this cutting coverage to air. They're cutting coverage to nobody. They're passing him off, in that case, to the middle of the field, and lucky that he fell down. That was Dwayne Aquina, the defense coordinator's worst nightmare that he talked about yesterday, is those miscommunications on the back end.
Well, the Arizona offense has gone for negative yards tonight, and a huge hit out on the perimeter by Ben Roberts, the freshman All-American linebacker.
It's Roberts. It's Rodriguez. It's Roberts. It's Rodriguez. Arizona's going fast, but we got to take a look at this hit coming inside out. Wham! Whew.
So Roberts with a thud, and right back to Patterson, who took that thud. And he's got a first down.
We were talking with Arizona assistant Chuck Cecil, who laid a few licks in his day, and he would have been proud of that hit even if it was for the other team. Arizona will vary their tempo. Texas Tech, obviously a lot more up-tempo, but they're snapping it later and later in the play clock. Arizona just mixes it in.
They're good with a game like last week at Utah, right? Obviously the result, but the tempo that Utah game was played at ended up being 23-10. Arizona's win on the road against the Utes. And these linebackers are flying around early in this game. Rodriguez, right after Roberts, laid the wood.
Inside out, great job. 10-on-3, wrapping up the near leg. So good, so hard to run through that traffic. Tim DeRuyter, defensive coordinator, loving it.
But the front line and the back line has been beat up, has not played well for Texas Tech. Those linebackers have been the sure thing. Rodriguez and Roberts. Fifita dancing. Gets it off for McMillan, and he makes the contested catch. It's intuition between those two guys.
They had a little double move up top. They were trying to go deep. Watch play it with Fifita. Opposite side, starts on the right, comes back to the left. He says, where's my safety blanket? Where's 6'5"? Go get it. Move the chains.
McMillan almost had that play in traffic last drive that Lux broke up. First catch for him. Guy that could set a record every time he takes the field. McMillan, who just made that first down catch. And back to the run game with Risano. Here's Allison Williams.
Well, the connection between McMillan and Fifita is real. It is deep. They've been playing together since high school. They came here together. They stayed here together. And McMillan told us it is one of those things where they don't have to say a whole lot. It is as simple as a look, body language, and he knows where I will be. I know where the ball will be. That trust is real, and we will see it throughout the night tonight.
Just to add on to that, Allison, McMillan told us yesterday, there's nobody in this world that I know better and have spent more time with in my life than him. That sideline shot to Olsen is incomplete. So keeping these guys, there's a big announcement at a basketball game last winter. McMillan, Fifita, Burnett, Jacob Manu on defense, also part of the Servite to Arizona Connect.
Yeah, just a neat deal of getting together with Brent Brennan, and he said he just peppered him with questions. They peppered him for an hour about different, not necessarily football, life, different things. They loved what he had to say, and they were all in.
On 3rd and 7, Fifita. Off to the races, Fifita eyeing the first down, and he's got it. Racing out of bounds across the 35.
He doesn't do it at time, but when he does it, it's effective. Again, not the biggest guy. A lot of times he's moving right here to throw. He sees I got a little window to run, get the first down. Everything downfield was covered, gloved up. They're doubling. You see the safety over the top of McMillan. Very wisely done, and great recognition from Fifita.
Texas Tech will take a timeout.
Timeout. Texas Tech. 1st and a half. Be a 30-second timeout.
Well, Fifita dances like former pro quarterback Doug Flutie back there.
Oh.
Shorter guy dancing a little bit. Hey, watch Kyler Murray. He also dances like Kyler Murray a little bit.
Kyler Murray's pretty good. Yes.
Texas native who now plays in Arizona. Kind of a connection to this game against Brock Purdy tomorrow. It's your NFL on Fox schedule. Check the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Well, if you watched Thursday night when the Bucks played, Mike Evans, Teteroa, McMillan, maybe the passing of the guard, they remind you so much of each other when you watch them.
Yeah, Tim DeRuyter, defensive coordinator, was at A&M when Mike Evans, we started, and he gave us this comparison, and it wasn't like he's excited about comparing him to Mike Evans. He's like, oh my God, he's like Mike Evans. You know, it's like his worst nightmare coming true.
It was said in all three of our meetings when we went down the list with each of the coaches for Texas Tech of, we're basically playing Mike Evans in a college football game. Trick play, back to Fifita, looking for the end zone. It's McMillan, and it's off his hand. He had him beat, and off the fingertips.
Watch the tricks. He's to the left as we're looking at the screen. Little reverse, flip it back to your quarterback, put it on him. And a long foul ball. T-Mac tries to get it with one. No, Fifita knows what he missed.
One they usually hit on. Setting up a screen, it's Conley. Zigzagging. And he's down near a first down. Give him 9 to set up 3rd and 1.
Nice job forcing this screen back inside. Well set up. You see the big boys out in front. Baker and company setting up 3rd and short.
Play caller in that spot. Get him an easy completion after he's frustrated.
Yep.
Yeah.
This would be interesting. Texas Tech going with the elephant substitution. Paid off big time for them last week. Really slow, deliberate sub when the offense substitutes.
It's Risano, the bigger back, and he is snowed under. They go with the heavier look. And Ramirez makes his 2nd play in the backfield tonight to bring up 4th down.
Watch the edge develop here, and getting the stop. Counterplay fit perfectly on the edge there. I think Dyson set the edge. Ramirez came over the top, and he's celebrating.
So it'll be a 47-yard field goal try for Tyler Loop, who has a cannon for a leg. And his first try of the night might go over the net. Oh my gosh.
This guy's unbelievable. It's still going up as it goes by.
Souvenir for the fans.
Wow.
He said he could be good from 65. And before the game, he even one-upped himself. He was making from 70 before the game.
Yeah, you talked about the sound of Taj Brooks earlier. The sound of this guy kicking is different. I mean, that ball was still going up at 50-plus yards. Accelerate. Looks like your 7-iron. Much different than our producer Max line ones.
Yeah, that one's going backwards if it's Max.
Yes.
But, ouch. That makes it a little bit better for Arizona, but you're still thinking back of your mind. Fifita and McMillan usually make that play.
Yes, yeah, that's
should have had
ball
7.
went in the air. You're like, oh, touchdown.
Yeah.
Fire up the band, get the crowd into it, settle for the field goal. Right there, looking at the surface, they've got the full video complement to break down that play.
It was Micah Hudson, then Taj Brooks, the 2 big plays on last drive. Texas Tech coming back out. Our Saturday spread sponsored by Hellman's Real Mayonnaise.
Oh my gosh.
May your game day be delicious. How about the game we watched for a little bit on our ride over? Vanderbilt beating #1 Bama. What?
Wow. Unbelievable. Gonna have to delay the DeBoer statue maybe for another couple weeks. Wow, wow, wow. And the only guy that might be happier about that is Eli Drinkwitz at Missouri. You know, kind of blurs that picture a little bit. Wow.
One of the Indiana Hoosiers, the first team to bowl eligibility. They won on the lakefront at Northwestern today.
Well, strong screen coming back.
Morton tossing it underneath. Kennedy was right there. He stopped it, and then a herd of Wildcats came up and made the play.
Dwayne Akina, defensive coordinator, said, I've never worked so many screens in my life. They've got the running back screens, the wide screens, the quick screens. That was a motion to empty tunnel screen. Well defended.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Well, the defensive coordinators have to be smiling after 1 quarter from Tucson. Explosive offenses, but 7-3. More punts than touchdowns in the first quarter. Connor Onion, Mark Helfrich. Moments ago, Allison Williams with Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire.
Coach McGuire, you have so many guys having to step up, play out of position on defense. What have you seen from that unit early?
You probably have seen it. We've been scrambling a little bit of trying to get the right guys on. But we'll get them settled down. But they're tackling well, and they're fitting on the run, and we've done really well in coverage. We just got to keep it up, man. And you know, then we got to get number 28 going on offense.
Yeah, offensively, what did you see as the quarter progressed?
Yeah, we got the run going. I don't know if we've got to get it going even more because it helps set up the play action. You saw the big play to number 1. That was off of play action right there.
Thanks, Joey.
You bet. Thank you.
So that was Micah Hudson, who he was talking about, had the catch that set up the touchdown. 28, he's talking about Taj Brooks, his running back, who went for 5 carries, 25 yards.
Absolutely, and Joe McGuire knows, like most coaches, if you can run the football, you control the world. And you put that, ball in 28's belly and throw it downfield to Micah Hudson, danger. You're going to have single coverage all over the map tonight.
Passing down here on third down for Morton. Kennedy in his face, stiff arm to get away, but Morton's not getting away the second time. Taufu brings him down for the sack.
Just great effort by this entire front. It's just a twist game that you'll see develop from up here, right there, as Kennedy creates the traffic, stumbles to it. Ooh, Younger Life trips over him. He says, I got you, teammate. Great finish on Baron Morton.
Baron Morton was talking to his teammates after the game last week.
I think Tech had 12.
Yeah, there's a flag down.
Legal substitution, offense, 12 players in formation. After distance to the goal, 4th down.
And that's what Joey McGuire was just explaining to Allison, as we're scrambling around to get guys in and out of there.
You got all these backups, initially, and you got the backup to the backup on the special teams, and then they both run out there at the same time. And the worst possible timing for it, inside the 5.
So dangerous spot with Noah Fafita looking on, hoping to get the ball back. And it's away clean for the Red Raiders, deep in their own end zone. And Patterson dragged down at midfield. Well, Baron Morton was barely hit last week. He was not sacked against Cincinnati, but the Wildcats swarming in the desert. Well, this goes back to the Border Conference. Everybody remembers the good old Border Conference, right?
Doris Day right there.
the post-World War II era, the last
Still
time.
Jones Stadium. How about that? Beautiful. Oh, yeah. There are some tortillas for the people traveling from Lubbock. Let's play.
And Noah Fafita with the best starting field position of the night for Arizona, and going underneath to start this drive, and flag comes out. Horn was in the on coverage on Lamonius Craig.
Lamonius Craig just beat him on a little slant that turned into a shallow route, and I believe Horn will be guilty of a face mask and tack that onto the end.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 4, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, 1st down.
Weapons galore outside. Lamonius Craig, another big target, and Horn just gets his hands up high, and Lamonius Craig just makes sure the officials saw that.
That's the grab, the twist, the yank.
Yeah, the full complement.
Yes. And what's been a good start to the night in the secondary. Horn battled Texas Tech secondary. Fafita underneath to McMillan again. His second catch, and he drags that forward just shy of the 1st down.
Just a great bang, bang. That's where so many of these chemistry plays show up. It's an option route. He's going to stop, present himself, puts it right on his throat, and he can square up and finish.
He is the reason that Texas Tech came in with a narrowed focus this week. Always a question of how will he be defended. Little safety cheat on this play, but it's going inside. And Conley twists ahead right at the sticks.
Looks like he's going to be short from the spot down here. The official up top had the line to gain, but they're going with the near official, and it's short. Arizona in 12 personnel. Looked like that left knee was down. He was on top initially of Roberts, 13. On top of him, on top of him, on top of him. Maybe he did get the line to gain. Looked like he was not down. We'll see if they will blow this dead and take a peek or not.
Well, nothing yet. No, they're going to play through it. Feet off, play action. Needs 1 yard, and he is stuffed right at the line to gain. And the ball came out and is fumbled forward. Back on top of it, Arizona. On another big hit by Jacob Rodriguez. Roberto Miranda, the tight end, recovered it for Arizona.
Yeah, you better buckle up when these linebackers come at you. Tech got away with a hold on the back end. Arizona definitely recovers that.
He was down, though.
Yeah, it looked like, I was trying to see, he definitely looked like it was down. Looked like the right knee was down short.
Review by replay. The runner was down at the 20-yard line. The ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
Arizona fans are going, hey, let's expedite it to the previous play, because it looked like, again, he was on top of the defender. That was Roberts again. Coach Brennan probably wishing they would have taken another look at that, but this would be a 4th and every bit of a full yard.
We've seen Arizona bring the fullback in, Caden Luke, for these short yardage situations. They're going to get even beefier now.
An extra lineman as well. You see 77 rooting in there as the tight end. There's a big old tight end up to the top.
2 lead blockers for Conley. And he is stacked up, and he did not get there. This suddenly stingy Texas Tech defense gets off the field in short yardage.
Ruling on the field is a runner of shorter lining.
Fox College Football is sponsored by T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Zach Thomas, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I think he'd be happy with how the Texas Tech linebackers are flying around tonight. They just got off the field on 4th down. This was a few plays earlier where it looked like Conley was still up, but it never went upstairs.
Yeah, it looked like he was atop of Ben Roberts, never hit anything on the ground. His forearm, his elbow. I'm going to talk to Dean Blandino here in a second and get his opinion.
Dean, what'd you see? What'd you think?
It was close. I think as he rolled over, his backside might have hit. Now, it's a 2nd down play, and we always talk about competitive effect. Is this a critical down on 2nd down? That's why replay didn't stop it. Unless it's obvious, they're going to let it go. 3rd down, 4th down, more significant. So I think that's why the replay crew just let that go. It wasn't an obvious mistake.
All right, thanks, Dean. So Texas Tech comes up with a stop after that and moving the change with Brooks.
That 2nd down turned out to be an important play, though.
Yes.
And you could see those last 2 runs by Taj Brooks, the guys he studies and loves, are Le'Veon Bell and Saquon Barkley. And you see those elements, the patience as a runner, the jump cuts, and then the physical finishes. You can see that all over his running style.
Yeah, that Barkley jump cut especially,
yes,
right?
Yep.
His eyes lit up when you asked him about that yesterday.
Yes, yep.
Well, more Taj Brooks to start this drive, and seeking out a crease on the edge. He's knocked out of bounds. All right, Allison has more on the Texas Tech offensive line.
Yeah, and Joey McGuire has to be happy with that gain because he's been driving home the importance of getting positive yards on 1st down to set up what they want to do offensively. Of course, it starts up front, and Clay McGuire, their offensive line coach, really emphasizing to the tackles they have to get vertical. They've been pushed out too wide too often. He wants more vertical push from his tackles.
Clay, the brother of Joey, the offensive line coach for Texas Tech.
And 56, Davion Carter, he's the best guy in there right now And I swear that guy's 5'11". I was staring at him in pregame warm-up.
There's Brooks doing what he does best, breaking tackles, and Davis meets him on the edge. But not before a Taj Brooks first down.
Tacario Davis is a great cover guy, and he'll finish right here. But watch this little make a miss right there. Genesis Smith. If it was one-hand touch, he was down. He's trying to finish on big Tacario Davis and send a message to that first-round talent corner.
One of the best at breaking tackles in the country. Yards after contact. Brooks last week, over 100 yards just after contact. Underneath to Josh Kelly. He's doing a little dancing, and he's knocked out of bounds. A lot for a little.
He says, all right, you got the reverse flea flicker double pass action. We got our own. We're going to fake it to Kelly. Or sorry, give it to Kelly, flip it back, give it back. O-lineman out in front, just a long, slow screen to Josh Kelly. All that for 3.
Yeah, a flip from McCray.
A lot of work. Yeah,
a flip from McCray, a trip. Flip out to the edge.
Taj Brooks is saying, just give it to me a couple more times. I'll get you some more yards.
I'll at least get you 5 yards.
Yeah, at least take a shot if I'm not getting it.
You know, Brooks out here. He almost never leaves the field. It's Dickey roped down by Davis. An NFL talent because of his pass coverage, stepping up in the run game for Arizona.
With a 12 personnel run, Jalen Conyers, the former Arizona State Sun Devil, leading the way outside. Dickey, if he had his way, would have taken that up inside. Tacario Davis, back-to-back tackles on this boundary. Stadium trying to come to life on this 3rd down.
On a 3rd down, Morton given time, but off target. He wanted Douglas out beyond the sticks, but couldn't hit him, and it's 4th down for the Red Raiders.
Joe McGuire working for a holding call on Douglas. He's down at the bottom right here against Tacario Davis. Immediately bite him, and I get it. Definitely a hook and restriction. Baron Morton, no doubt about which side of that call he's on.
Well, Joey McGuire wanted it. Baron Morton wanted it.
Right.
Douglas wanted it, and they should have gotten it. A good punt inside the 10 for Jack Burgess. Arizona back out, chasing 4 points after this. Let's take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. Sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years with a little parachuter in the backdrop. We've seen Baron Morton hook up with Micah Hudson. That set up a Taj Brooks touchdown.
The offensive fireworks that we promised are still to come, right? The defenses have stepped up, took the last couple weeks personally, and are delivering.
Do you think we are still going to get them? This game's not going to continue this way? Yeah?
Hey, let's play. Let's go. Whatever it takes.
Spoken like a true offensive play caller. Arizona's backed up. Jack Burgess, beautiful punt, pinning Arizona back inside their 10. And it's been a night where it's been hard for Arizona to get past those 2 guys at the 2nd level. Jacob Rodriguez, Ben Roberts at linebacker for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, if you love linebacker play, these guys are playing as good as any in the country right now. 10 and 13 in the middle, inside out all day long on this defense.
And trying to protect that wounded back end for Texas Tech. And right into the teeth of that linebacking core. First catch for Kean Burnett. Ball comes out at the end, and he catches it himself. Caught it twice.
They have a linebacker position meeting right here at 88, and they miss the tackle in combination, but almost end up knocking it loose. Marion Horn trying to get his lid on it, and everyone else to the loose pigskin.
So same spot, 3rd and 1 as last drive. Maybe not. No, they will give him.
And they moved the chains. They changed the spot.
Well, they were setting up. There was
yes, they were.
Big 3 on the box. They hadn't moved the chain, so it will be first down. It comes after last drive. Texas Tech held 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, and then 4th and 1 to get the ball back.
Ruling on the field as the runner got the line to gain. The previous play is on the further review.
So this crowd again, like Dean was saying, the second down that may or may not be more important. They're going, shoot. They're all important. Now again, the fumble forward part doesn't matter. Whoever he recovered it going backwards. So if they're saying they stopped forward progress, the ball would be there. That's furthest point after he recovered it.
Even there, he was a little short.
But
even
short, coming
there,
back.
Right?
Yep. Looked like short both times. And the line to gain is the 18-yard line as it is, and looks to be short to me either. As you said, either way.
Dean, what'd you see?
So I'm looking at the line of scrimmage official at the top, and he clearly ruled forward progress at the 18, which was the line to gain. Looking at the angles, it's just tough when you don't have something right down the line to make that change. I think he's short, but I don't think you can change.
And that's usually the language when it stands.
That stands, yep. So exactly what Dean said, comes in with his arm raised as a dead ball, stopping the forward progress. So the fumble part didn't happen. That part of it didn't happen. The line to gain was achieved. According to the line judge, 1st and 10.
Ian Burnett coming off that breakout game against the Utes last week in the win over top 10 Utah. Fresh set of downs for Arizona. And a huge hole up the middle, and the biggest run of the night for Conley. Busts out across the 35 for a first down.
Quali Conley just doing a great job pressing this inside. Great adjustment. You see 72 Wendell Moy Jr. throwing Ben Roberts out.
We got 19 on that run, and Lemonius Craig with the shoulder pads down, and this chain starting to move for the Wildcats on this drive.
Mixing the run and pass. Brent Brennan loving that. Loves the mix, loves the personnel mix. They're trying to go to multiple personnel groups as we've seen tonight. Matt Atkins is now calling the plays instead of offensive coordinator Dino Babers from the Utah game through tonight.
Well, that was a change during the bye week after the Kansas State loss for Arizona.
And here's a heavy group.
Risano included in that, and he's stuck in the hole by Rodriguez. Feels like Rodriguez and Robertson made every tackle tonight in the middle of that defense.
And they do last week. Jacob had 11 and Ben had 12 the week before. It flip-flops. Just phenomenal linebacker play and a tradition at Tech.
Rodriguez back from his leg injury. Roberts, first full year starting. Really last year was mostly a full year. One game into his career, he became starting linebacker for the Red Raiders. And Fifita has it knocked down, jump ball, it's picked off. Ledet with a big man pick in the hurdle. Looking like Taj Brooks going the other way after Rodriguez tipped it to his guy Ledet.
Watching to see the linebackers cross. One's coming first, committed into the pass rush. The second adder is John Curry. They both get the ball tipped up, and big man football. Quincy Ledet put that ball away. T-Mac tries to punch it out and rake it away. Protect that thing, big boy. Put it right on the 5. Don't let it loose and give T-Mac a chance to pop it out. But his buddies were there to help him out. And a big momentum swing to Lubbock.
20 yards of glory on that return for Ledet.
Yes, a lot of man, 3:15.
Well, Harvey Dyson was back behind that play. He thought it hit the turf. Ledet was there to back him up and flipped underneath off of the takeaway for Texas Tech. There's Conyers. playing Arizona again after he played him twice when he was at Arizona State in the Territorial Cup.
They've got three really good tight ends, all different. Conyers, kind of the traditional, but then he also plays a little wildcat quarterback because he was a quarterback and he could throw it. Tharp is giant, and John Carlos Miller, the second, a mix of them both.
So Ledette's pick has Texas Tech right on the edge of the red zone.
Throw up top if they want to go vertical right there.
Brooks picks it up and it's off target. Aiken cutting across the middle, and Morton just missed him with pressure in his face.
They had set that up. They had a chance to throw that out route to Josh Kelly. They have leverage up top. Baron Morton, there's no doubt about these dudes' toughness tonight. You're staring that down. You know you're going to get hit. We saw Fafita do it earlier. That time just smart to dirt it.
So 3rd and short for Texas Tech.
Randy Keenan showing a punt rush here on defense.
Just ahead of the 2-minute timeout. They keep it on the ground, and they've got it. Taj Brooks, almost a sure thing to pick up a yard for you.
Yep, that's that Le'Veon Bell study. Just the tempo, patient burst. First down.
Well, not the game we expected. 7-3 as we hit the 2-minute timeout. Arizona trailing with Texas Tech driving. Fox College Football is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Maybe a pretty penny heading Quincy Ledette's way to be Taj Brooks' backup.
He's watching that surface going, Taj who? Right? Little big boy in space. We watched that play about 15 times. There's a lot of dapping up for those teammates on the sideline. That is a huge play in this game.
52-32, Taj Brooks against Arizona in the ground game. And halfway to 100 again for Taj Brooks. On first down, out of the belly, Morton to the sideline, complete. And he hits Josh Kelly right in front of Davis.
Josh Kelly did some great toe work there, getting both feet in, squaring up, presenting himself, not stepping out of bounds, and making it an illegal touch.
It has been a quick connection. Morton to Kelly. Morton was a big part of the recruitment of Kelly.
Conyers and Tharp in here right now. Conyers in the backfield, 12 Tharp, the giant target, number 80.
And Conyers leading the way for Brooks, jumping and bouncing and moving his way across the 10 before Trey Smith brings him down to set up 3rd down.
This is just a great look at his deal, the patience and the jump cut. He's going to press it and then jump and then get vertical right there inside of it, thick and heavy. turns nothing into a nice little chunk.
Charge timeout. Arizona.
So Arizona stops it, trying to get the ball back before the half. Primetime Big Ten Showdown, Fox College Football on Friday, Northwestern on the road at Maryland. Our crew
we will be there. Crab cakes and football. Let's go.
All starts at the Shell Friday night, 8 Eastern on Fox. Overreactions after Vanderbilt's big win today, of course. We got to get in Coach Helfrich's overreactions. Look out, Texas.
How about Vanderbilt? Oh, they're the giant killers. Bring it. Army and Navy playing for a playoff spot. Question mark. And Indiana, man, if I would have told you that Indiana was bowl eligible before Florida State, I would own your Porsche right now. Right?
And Kurt Signetti would have said, Google me.
Yeah, he would have said,
I win, is what he would have said. Well, Texas Tech trying to stretch it to 2 scores before half. Arizona hoping to force a field goal try on 3rd and 2. Brooks patiently working his way through a tackle and bulldozing his way in. 2nd touchdown of the night for Taj Brooks.
Just a giant gap. Watch this gap that develops here on the backside of this. That stunt is off. You end up with Omanu and Trey Smith, 5 and 3, both on the outside of that tackle.
Well, Texas Tech lined up and went with the swinging gait and went for 2 and got it. While we were watching Brooks go in for the second time tonight, Texas Tech makes it 2, not 1 after the touchdown.
Said he was going to be aggressive. Joe McGuire loving this. Here it is. It's a numbers game. You count up top, 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 to block 3. Pitch it out there. It's good. A dream start for this Texas Tech team on the road. A hostile environment is silenced right now, 15-3.
So all that, Taj Brooks, more history on that run. He passed Ricky Williams, 3rd all time in his pursuit of Byron Hanspard at the top. If everything goes to plan, Taj Brooks will get there probably in early November and be the all-time leading rusher at Texas Tech.
As Tech fans would say, the only Ricky Williams, right? That's what Tech fans would say right there.
Right around the same time as that other Ricky Williams.
Yeah, wreck him.
And so 2 touchdowns, climbing another spot in the charts. And Texas Tech on the road, up a couple of scores at Arizona. 1:38 to do something before the half. When we go to the half, Mike Hill will be back in our LA studios. Here's what's coming up.
Upsets galore in the State Farm halftime. The new number 1 is number 1 no more. 4th-ranked Tennessee on upset alert at Arkansas. And Ashton Jitsi is not a Heisman dark horse anymore. He could be running away with it, literally. Connor and Mark will see you at the half.
We went from Helfie's hot takes to Mike Hill's hot takes there.
I like it. I had Boise State in the playoff a couple weeks ago. Mike Hill's on the bandwagon. I love it. Yeah, Genty. Wow. What did they end up scoring? 62? That was the final? Whew.
Yep, pushing for that group of 5 playoff spot in Boise. Fafita pressure in his face, contested ball for McMillan, and he came down with that.
It was the same pressure that set up the Ledette pick 6. Again, you doubt the toughness of Noah Fafita for 1 second, you are wrong. This is just bringing a 5-man rush, and then right there, the second backer is the adder. It's Dingle, 35, where they're trying to get involved. And he tells Noah Fafita, I'm coming back, and Fafita just stares it down. Protect yourself. T-Mac definitely has the ball secured. And just, again, there's one of those trust throws, trust in your guy, because I'm getting drilled. Where is my guy? Capital G-U-Y. Get it out to him.
Marion Horn was the injured defensive back for Texas Tech.
A lot of dudes that try to hit T-Mac and stay down.
Fafita took a hit. McMillan took a hit. First down for the Wildcats. Out to the edge, it's his running back Conley. Forced out by Lux to stop the clock with 1:07.
Arizona is doing overall really a nice job in protection. It's the added pressure when that 6th rusher adds to the count. 5 offensive linemen, 1 back, predominantly in protection, and then they add that next element, and they're having trouble.
Burnett, the motion man. Fafita was looking that way, back that direction, but has to bench it. So 3rd down coming, 1 minute until the break.
Great coverage downfield. Joey McGuire, it was funny, man. He just said, hey, free safety. Wherever you see number 4, just get over the top of the guy. You know, if you're in doubt of anything that's going on, and that's what happened right there, just a straight double team on T-Mac. Everybody else was locked down in coverage. Fafita forced to throw it away. So are we in field goal range right here? Is that what you're telling me? 70.
Luke was
70.
good from 70.
Right.
3rd down for Fafita. And incomplete. And a flag does come out. Well, Lux in coverage on the Monius Craig. Something to say after it.
Patterson was wide open as the crosser would get the call as he came back to Lamonius Craig.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 0. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Down.
The DB disagreeing. He's saying that Lemonious Craig is writing into him. He has the right to do that as long as he's attacking the edge of the defender, but it's that right hand right there and left hand. He's saying, hey, man, he's running into me, and I'm just an innocent man. All DBs never do anything, right?
Never. Fafita fires one back across the middle. McMillan, second catch on the drive, slips a tackle, and has a first down for Arizona, now definitely into field goal range.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. Watch this shot. There's the sixth guy coming in, taking a shot, delivering to T-Mac. The dig route, great job, man. Wideouts, look at that at the top of that route, coming back to the ball, back to the quarter.
Well, Fafita to the back of the end zone, and that is picked off. C.J. Baskerville covering half the field to go get that ball and pick it off.
That's the great coaching point right there by Joe McGuire. Get over the top of number 4. We'll see the highlight reel. There's 4. I'm going to run over the top of this. Where's firm control? There. Established. 1 foot in. That looked clean. You see him overlap, sees the ball thrown. Wow, is that a great effort by C.J. Baskerville. No, Fafita knows he let that guy make a play. That's why you see him throw it in row 6 mostly. He doesn't make that same mistake too often. T-Mac speechless.
So a secondary that is without Joseph Plunk, without starting safety Chapman Lewis. Jalen Peoples out again tonight. Couple of breakups on McMillan, now a pick for Baskerville. Underneath Douglas, late in this first half, flag comes out as he's out of bounds.
Yep, this is going to be, they're going to communicate this. This is going to be offensive pass interference initially, I think, and they're going to pick it up, or it looks like they're going to call hold, but it was caught behind the line of scrimmage, so they can legally block downfield, but not hold.
Holding.
That's what it is.
Offense, number 3, 10-yard penalty, first down.
You can see all the receivers downfield blocking. See all those guys blocking downfield. It's just, yeah, Josh Kelly right there getting his hand outside. Manu selling it. Good call. They can block because it's caught behind the line of scrimmage. They can't hold anyway.
Take it into the half now if you're Texas Tech, or no?
I would let Taj try to probe one.
Well, they fake it to him.
Play fake it, launch.
He picked up some pressure. They do take the shot. It's Douglas down the sideline. Forget that. Now they're in field goal range.
Get single coverage everywhere. Put your ball down in 28 stomach. Great route by Douglas. Holding the box right over the top of 6'4" Tacario Davis. You couldn't hand it to him in a better spot if you're Baron Morton.
When you got the most explosive offense in the Big 12,
fire away, be aggressive. You're on the road, trying to make a statement. 15 seconds, still got 2 timeouts here. You can do anything you want. Inbounds, out of bounds, and bang that timeout.
And this stops Texas Tech timeout. They have 1 left.
Charge timeout, Texas Tech. 2nd and a half. Be a 30-second timeout.
They got caught in the sub late, so Arizona can match it and got down on the play clock. Gives Joe McGuire a second to dap his guy up.
Well, Texas Tech from this spot in the field, they're at the 31. They have 2 place kickers that can hit from here. Both Gino Garcia and Reese Burkhardt. The line for both of them is the exact same, about the 37-yard line.
Yep. And it was great listening to Coach McGuire yesterday talking with his special teams coordinator, Kenny Perry, another Texas high school legend. He said, hey, Kenny, who's kicking? That's the discussion. Who's next? Who's next in the rotation? Who was feeling it in warm-ups? Maybe it's one direction or the other, one hash or the other, and we shall see.
Both guys have hit from 40+ this year. Both are perfect on field goals. After Morton hit the big 50-plus yard shot play to Douglas. See if he takes another one. Thinking 6 or 7 instead of 3. Pumps to the flat. And he has another ball downfield. Complete to Douglas again with 7 seconds left. Clock will stop for now. And you'd think they'd try to kill it.
Yeah, they'll try to clock it. They're not going to use their timeout here. Or they're going to get up and run a play, but they got to go, got to go, got to go.
Wow. Now the timeout. Yeah.
Third and final timeout. Texas Tech. Be a 30-second timeout.
So Texas Tech was backed up after the penalty, then 2 explosives to Douglas, have him well within field goal range.
Yeah, nice protection. Some twist games inside that they handled. Nice job squaring up. It's a little bluff wheel route, trying to sell that screen to number 3, Kelly. Sits down, and then right here they could have come up and spiked it, had a play. I mean, they're obviously already in the field goal range, taking one chunk or one shot at the end zone and kick it. But with this time remaining, obviously one chance to do one thing.
And the kicker selected, Gino Garcia.
Gino Garcia wins the lottery.
And it's been Garcia more than Burkhardt this year. This is Garcia from 30 yards out with 2 seconds on the clock. And to extend the lead before halftime for the Red Raiders, Garcia stays perfect on the year. So the end of the first half, Texas Tech said they were going to be more aggressive on the road. True to his word, Joey McGuire. Wasn't that first half. They lead it 18-3 over Arizona. Back to Mike Hill and the guys in the LA studios with the halftime report.
Yep, we are here. Welcome to the State Farm Halftime Show in LA. Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, Emmanuel Acho. Fellas, Texas Tech has the worst passing and scoring defense in the Big 12 and one of the worst in the nation, right? So how are they holding Arizona to just 3 points at the half?
That's a great question. I will say this, Tim DeRuyter, the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech, has his guys ready to play. Arizona's doing nothing on the important downs. Third down, they're 1 for 5, 0 for 1 on fourth down. He's putting a ton of pressure on Fafita. Even when he completes the ball, he's getting hit. Then our big man here, Quincy Dillette, gets a big old pick. And then Arizona kind of just looking like they're off a little bit. Fafita off on this throw here to McMillan. And a great interception by Baskerville here. I'll tell you what, I don't think we expected this. Texas Tech giving up a bunch of points, and Arizona, who just goes into Utah and beats them, comes out at half at home with 3 points. College football, man.
No doubt about it. It's been a very interesting college football day, and I feel like this game is just another one of them. The travel, the difference in opponents. It's going to be fascinating to see if Arizona can get things going later in the second half.
Tech trying to go to 5-1 for the first time since 2013. You said interesting day.
Interesting day, to say the least.
Very interesting, especially what happened in Nashville. Vanderbilt pulled off one of the greatest upsets in recent memory. Definitely this season. We'll show you how they took down the top-ranked Tide and what they did with their goalposts as well. A true freshman, Jeremiah Smith, he has been putting on a show all season with his latest eye-popping grab, propelled Ohio State past Iowa in Big Ten play.
Welcome back to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Acho, CP, and me. Alabama jumped to number 1 over Acho's Texas team in the AP poll in his thrilling win over Georgia last week. Today, the Tide visited Vanderbilt, and maybe Texas should have stayed. Because Vanderbilt came to play already up by 2 here. 4th and 1, going for Diego Pavia to Junior Sherrill.
Hey, bet big, win big. That's what they say, huh, Coach? Scare money don't make no money, and Vanderbilt made a lot today.
Hey, technically, Pavia outplayed Jalen Milroe, and Jalen Milroe had this highlight reel to Ryan Williams. You see this weekly. 17-year-old getting to the end zone. 2-point game here, fourth quarter, though. Too many Alabama mistakes. They couldn't get Vanderbilt off the field. 2 turnovers led to 13 points. That fumble right there, critical, as Alabama was down 5 here. Vanderbilt gets it, converts, ensuing drive. Pavia is going to connect with Cameron Johnson. Vanderbilt held the ball for over 42 minutes. Wow.
They played so clean from top to bottom, from third downs to red zone to no turnovers to completion percentage, it was spectacular.
And Alabama had the best third down defense in the nation, but Vanderbilt 12 or 18 on third down. Right there, it's a 5-point game after Williams got into the end zone on 4th and 1. But once again, defense couldn't get Vanderbilt off the field.
You had 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute stoppage. Alabama couldn't get one stop, and Pavia is hyped.
40 to 35, snaps a 23-game losing streak against Alabama. Its first ever win against a top 5 opponents. And look, the goalposts are going down, and guess where they're going? They are going down Broadway into downtown Nashville.
Mike, I heard you used to run them Broadway streets, Mike.
I never ran it that hard, though. I never ran it that. I don't think I had that much fun. It's to carry some things, though. Number 4, Tennessee, Arkansas, Malachi Singleton. How about this? Arkansas has had given Tennessee trouble over the years, up by 5 here late in this game, and then Nico trying to bring them back. Final play, 6 seconds that you got to throw it.
Throw it up. Give him a chance.
Yeah, that was a young man's error right there. Arkansas, 4th-ranked. Tennessee goes down 19-14, and they storm the field. How about number 9, Missouri, number 25, Texas A&M, the only ranked matchup of the day. But Le'Veon Moss was on fire. One of his 3 touchdowns of the day. A&M rolls.
I was shocked. This was a shocking thing in the day till I saw Vanderbilt.
Exactly. Well, Missouri beaten by 31 points. Michigan, Washington, rematch of last year's title game. Alex Orji benched, just 3 for 715 yards. Jack Tuttle did come in and play a little bit better.
He sparked them, but I'm going to tell you one thing the Big Ten doesn't know about it. How hard it is to come into this Washington Stadium and play. It's a great environment now.
Yeah, Washington getting it done, 27-17. They knock off the number 10 team in the nation. You see the theme here? Number 11 USC at Minnesota. Under a minute left, tied at 17. Minnesota decides to go for it on 4th and goal instead of kick the field goal.
What a game.
And it appeared that it didn't pay off. P.J. Fleck didn't like it because Max Brosmer on a sneak, but they reviewed it. And on the review, he gets in. So Minnesota goes up 24-17. 15 seconds left, same score. Miller Moss trying to bring them back. You have that Miller magic. Not today. And let's storm the field again. Row the boat, P.J. Fleck. Row the boat. Minnesota, the upset, 24-17. What? Miami, number 8 man at Cal.
What is going on in college football?
What is going on? Fernando Mendoza right now is outplaying Cam Ward. And Cal is outplaying the University of Miami. The U, 28-10 right now. That game in the 3rd quarter. 5 of the top 11 teams in the nation have gone down. A 6th is down right now on the road. How do you explain it?
Well, we could go for a long time on this topic, but real briefly, one, we're ranking the teams too early. I mean, you can't even start to really figure out who's who until November. That's the first thing. The second thing is, these are not pro players, even though we're paying them. There's still maturity issues. It's very hard to handle success, a lot of success from week 1 to week 2 to week 3. And then the transfer portal has created a lot more parity, along with identity and cultural issues in the locker room, getting things squared away quickly. That takes time. So you got a lot of things going on here.
I'll say 2 things. Number 1, it would be the transfer portal. I was talking to a Vanderbilt alumni, Jordan Matthews. He wouldn't mind if I shared his name, one of the leading SEC receivers. And he said, bro, this team is different because of all the transfers. He says, we got a quarterback that's a bona fide dude. But I think what not enough people are talking about is this, the distance that these teams have to travel, which is different than ever before because of the conference realignment. Think about this for a second. Miami traveled over 3,000 miles to face Cal. Michigan traveled over 2,300 miles to face Washington. USC traveled 2,000 miles to face Minnesota. These are things that wouldn't have had to exist in years past. I think that takes a degree on the circadian rhythm of the athlete.
These are conference games, too. These are conference games, so they really matter. So 5 of the top 11 teams have fallen so far. 4 of those teams unranked. It could be 5 unranked teams beating ranked teams. The last time Alabama as the number 1 team lost as the number 1 team in the nation to an unranked team back in 2012, Johnny Manziel, Texas A&M. What happened that year, though? Alabama went on to win that. I'm just saying. That's a fact. I didn't make it up. Hey, what's happening here on Monday, bro?
Oh, the facility every day, 10 a.m. Eastern. Myself, LaShawn McCoy, James Jones, Chase Daniel, 39 years of NFL experience, and we are bringing you less debate and more discussion to your airwaves. Not a television show, it's a television experience, 10 a.m. Eastern, FS1.
I like discussions, man. Discussions are good. You know, we don't have to debate everything. Hey, if you haven't seen Ashton Jeanty, look, that's a debate.
Yo.
Best run, no debate. He's the best running back in the nation.
Man.
Is he the best player in the nation, though? He could be the Heisman frontrunner after today's. Taj Brooks having himself a nice first half. Texas Tech up by 15 at the break.
High speed goes zoom, 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 zoom. My feet go boom, boom, boom. Walking away from you.
Welcome back to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Now it's time for the bounce back for Georgia, taking on Auburn. Always a good Southern Classic rivalry. Carson Beck, Dominic Lovett.
Yeah, Carson Beck had a nice, solid day, really good bounce-back game.
Georgia up 14-3 at the break, fourth quarter, putting it away. Beck, Dylan Bell, 3 yards, gets him 6. Dogs win, 31-13. Ohio State, first true test against Iowa. Will Howard. How good is Jeremiah Smith this year?
I mean, too good to talk about. A true freshman. That's his third one-handed catch in 2 games, America. He's making it look normal. It's not.
How good is this Ohio State team?
And that wide receiver core. Look at this.
Emeka Egbuka.
3-yard touchdown, one of his 3 on the day. Ohio State wins 35-7. Number 23, Indiana at Northwestern.
The work looks good. 3 touchdown passes on the day. Solid outing by
Miles Cross there. You find Keyshawn Williams.
Hands down the most surprising team to me this year in all of college football.
Wow. 6-0 for just the second time in their program history. Hey, Boise State, Utah State, 2 words, 1 name, Ashton Jeanty.
Can't tackle him.
Can't tackle him.
He might become a one-namer, Mike.
Ashton.
Just Jeanty.
I like it, Jeanty. Plenty of Jeanty. That's what we're getting. Plenty of Jeanty this year. 186 yards in the first half. He's over 1,000 yards rushing, and he hasn't even had 100 carries yet. You see what he's doing? On pace to break Barry Sanders' record, and he went from 4th to 1st in a Heisman race.
He averaged 14 yards a carry. He played 1 half of football, ran for 186 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mike, you're going to get no pushback from me on these rankings.
Yeah, he's getting my vote right now. Hey, Taj Brooks, one of his 2 scores into the end zone for Texas Tech. Can they maintain this lead and complete that dominance against Arizona's offense in the second half coming up?
Well, it's Saturday night and I just got paid. Fool about my money, don't try to save. My heart say go, go. Have a time cause it's Saturday night. Now I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna rock it up. I'm gonna rip it up. I'm gonna shake it up. Gonna ball it up. I'm gonna rock
Kind of feeling like the 50s again when they were in the border conference, Texas Tech and Arizona together, back together in the Big 12. It's been a lot of that guy, Taj Brooks, leading Texas Tech to that first half lead. We're glad you're back with us. Thanks for staying up late with us. Mark Helfrich, Connor Onion, Allison Williams back with us in a moment. Quincy Ledet, that's the play that's
not the ball carrier we predicted tonight.
That's stuck in my mind from that first half, that pick that he had.
Yes, Taj Brooks, big back. Ledet, bigger back, and let's see how it happened. 1 of 2. You saw some rare footage, 2 interceptions from Noah Fifita. Here's how it happened. There's where Ledet started. Then Jacob Rodriguez, and you'll see 6 Curry cross the center's face, and they lose him. He gets the hit on Fifita. Ledet edges up, keeping his eyes on the ball, and then he's just an athlete. He's just an athlete in space, rips it down. A couple of his own guys almost quit during the play. You'll see from this angle, and he's thinking right now, what touchdown depth? Tetairoa McMillan got him to the ground, but those two turnovers led to 11 Texas Tech points.
All the beast mode talk, the Marshawn Lynch talk for Taj Brooks, Quincy Ledet. That set up Taj Brooks' second touchdown of the night. And Texas Tech kicks off to start the second half. So Arizona playing from behind, getting it first. And they will have a long field. Jeremiah Patterson cut down inside the 15, down to Allison Williams.
Well, I talked to Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire about the back end of his defense. Remember, guys, they are without 3 DBs on their 2 deep, and he said they've done a really nice job against this passing game because they've been able to ID McMillan and get help on him, whether it's over the top or underneath, and they've done a good job tackling defensively, so they haven't given up any of those big plays. On the other side for Brent Brennan and Arizona, he said right now they just need to get back to playing clean, simple football. Every time they've been in plus territory, you've seen those turnovers, and that's what's hurt them. He said we just have to really take this one play at a time in the second half.
Allison, 2 turnovers on the interceptions for Fifita, and then 1 turnover on downs on a 4th and 1. That was 1 2nd and 1. Fifita running away again and throws it at the feet of his tight end Sam Olsen. That's probably been the biggest difference for Texas Tech in this game defensively, right? The pressure that they've got.
Pressure has been unbelievable. They said they were embarrassed. Their words, not mine, embarrassed by the lack of pressure they've created. And as of right now, Noah Fifita is going to have some Ben Roberts in his nightmare, Jacob Rodriguez in his nightmares in the backfield all night long.
Rodriguez had 8 tackles in the first half for Texas Tech. Couple more pressures. And it has been a night on the run for Fifita so far. He moves the pocket here, and that's dropped. Conley had some blockers out in front. It'll be 3rd down. So pressure led to the first pick. The second pick, for the first time in his career, Fifita threw a 2nd pick in a game.
Yeah, it was just locked in on McMillan. Watch the receiver on the bottom hash, wide open. The receiver on the top side, wide open. The extra defender, where's he going to be? Always with Tyrone McMillan, wherever he goes on the field. Shocking. But the thing that happened, pressure. Pressure solves every problem on the back end.
And CJ Baskerville had that first half pick. Fifita, was that caught clean? It was not. Incomplete. Kean Burnett made a ranging play to get it, but it'll be 4th down.
Another Servite high guy. We'll see this look. And no doubt about that. Skipper before it gets there. He did a good job staying behind the line of scrimmage, and no doubt about that hits the dirt. Or the rubber pellets here. It is.
We got you. So 3 and out for Arizona to begin the second half after 2 turnovers plus the turnover on downs and no touchdowns. McCoy Aiken makes the fair catch shy midfield.
Good courage there by the new punt returner in there tonight.
Well, it was Josh Kelly before, but Taj Brooks bouncing, battering, and then scoring twice. It's been a very Taj Brooks-like night.
He was the lead blocker on that one. Then the square up and run it through you. Finished through multiple Wildcats. And we've been tracking this all night. 8 missed tackles, a couple of great make a miss, couple of sheds, and 20 yards after contact.
He was the best in the country last year at breaking tackles. Led all backs in breaking tackles. Having another big season in that way in 2024. Here's the thing. The games that Taj Brooks has played, Texas Tech has won. The one game he missed,
yep,
they lost.
Washington State this year on the Palouse.
Positive correlation is pretty telling.
Yes, no doubt. And he just gets better with time right there. Taj Brooks gets the ball. You get 6 yards. Body blow, body blow, body blow. Finish the deal.
Back-to-back carries to start the second half, and he's swarmed under. Trey Smith, one of the best pass rushers and run support there. Bring up 3rd down for Arizona.
Trey Smith is somebody, defensive coordinator Dwayne Akina said, hey, this guy is really playing well. He was really excited about his development, the junior San Jose State product, just like his head coach Brent Brennan, setting up a 3rd and 4. What that first down does, though, is allow Texas Tech to that 6-yard gain on first down. They pound another one in there. Now they're still in 3rd and manageable.
On 3rd and 4, play action. Pocket closes, and down he goes. Trey Smith gets home. All of that impactful pressure throughout the year, and he finishes one.
Well, Dwayne Akina is a veteran a great defensive coach for many, many, many years, and you see why he loved him. Just a little speed rush, then shed the would-be block of Caleb Rogers, 76 there, and finishing the quarterback. 3 and out to start the game for both sides, 3 and out to start the second half for both teams.
So the Trey Smith sack leads to Arizona getting the ball back. Patterson off a couple of tackles and stumbles his way across the 20. Well, Trey Smith came in leading the Big 12 in quarterback pressures, but he only had 1 sack. This time he plants Morton for his 2nd of the year. Get the ball back to the Wildcats. Fox College Football is sponsored by the Honda CR-V and the CR-V Hybrid. Nick Foles, before the Philly special, he was an Arizona Wildcat. You coached against him a little bit.
He was really good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we were very fortunate to have a couple guys make some timely drops in the end zone when he was here. Man, was he good.
They come in all shapes and sizes at quarterback, right? From 6'8" Nick Foles to 5'11" Noah Fifita, who's trying to kickstart this Arizona offense that, especially those last 4 drives, has really struggled against this Texas Tech defense.
Drop 8.
On first down against that drop 8. Fifita given all day, and he finds Burnett on the sideline. He's been running around all night. Given time, Fifita does that.
Here's the pressure all night. Been running for his life since the first attempt. Multiple shots on blitz, trying to find McMillan coming to the top. That one was the throwaway, and right there they dropped 8. And it was a great job finding his other teammate, that tight end safety valve, Kean Burnett.
Another active night in the passing game for Arizona. And Burnett has been targeted several times. That was his 2nd catch. Went for 14 yards. Now Conley out of the cannon, and the shoulder pads down into that 2nd level with a 1st down.
They really like Quali Conley. This is their version of the counter. Both teams major in the counter, the guard, the backside tight end, the pullers there, and a great hit by Quali Conley.
So back-to-back 1st downs for Fifita in Arizona. And back to the sideline, but McMillan is out of bounds. You hear the players and the coaches around the Arizona program talk about Quali Conley, and they just say he quietly makes our job easier. The stars are Fifita and McMillan, but he's there to just kind of quietly relieve some pressure.
Yeah, he's been the main ball carrier back there, still without Krosky Merritt, still dealing with those eligibility issues. Reese Sano's giving them some things, but by far and away their leading ball carrier.
And he checks out for the bigger back, Reese Sano, on 2nd and 10. It is Reesano bouncing off and spinning off. A tackle ahead for 6 yards to bring up 3rd down. And that running back room did get even shorter this week. Rayshawn Luke announced that he was going to redshirt, a guy they've used in the screen game quite a bit.
Yeah, dynamic guy, little smaller guy than these other backs. Reesano, as you said, checks in about 215. Conley 210. All big, productive backs. Luke's smaller, more dynamic, kind of a creative punt return type guy inside.
And it's Conley back in there with Patterson in motion on 3rd down. Out to Conley in the flat. He's got another 1st down. He's got another missed tackle. And this drive going through Conley on the ground, through the air.
Tough guy, check. Watch Fifita take another shot. Dingle getting there this time, unaccounted for in the scheme. Nice job by Conley presenting himself, saying, no, get the ball out and I'll do something with it.
It's a couple of clean shots Dingle's had tonight on Fifita.
Yes, he can run. You could see why Tech was so excited to get him more involved to spell Rodriguez and Roberts.
They empty it out on 1st down. Fifita for the end zone for Burnett. And incomplete. Baskerville's back there saying that looked pretty familiar to the pick I had in the 1st half.
Baskerville couldn't believe it. Watch him. You see him come from the left side of your screen, coming out of nowhere. The big box fade to the tight end. Good coverage. When you combine that, Cromwell, the newbie, in there, normally a corner, now the starting safety. And a great job by Baskerville. I thought he had eyes for that ball. He just had to trust that it was coming out.
An injury.
He didn't think, he said, hey, we've seen these guys on film. Fifita never throws picks. He's not going to throw us another one, is he?
You just mentioned Cromwell. He's the guy down for Texas Tech.
It's been warm in Lubbock. It's not been this hot. Yesterday and today is over 105 degrees. Not that they were doing much training, but all your hydration, your nutrition, everything will be tested in the second half of this game.
Jordan Sanford is available at safety, but was Cromwell moving over from corner to safety to start because Chapman Lewis, typical starter at safety, out with a hamstring. Joseph Plunk hurt last week, out with a shoulder. And then Sanford has a hand injury.
Yeah.
They lost 3 safeties in one game last week.
Yeah, it's like you got to go back in with the bad hand. And as you said earlier, Braylon Lux is playing corner against one of the best receivers in America with a hurt leg. Cover the guy with one-legged. That's tough.
It's gone both ways.
With
in the
both legs, it's tough.
Right. It's gone both ways in the secondary. That was a shot at Gunnar Maldonado, starting safety for Arizona, who went out in the first half. Fifita rolling and throwing it over the head of McMillan. He'll play for third down. Pressure came from Jaden Cofield.
Yeah, they had a chance right there. Patterson, number 2. It's which of these other guys? You can see number 2 come in to your screen from the right. But that's right where the twist creates some pressure right in Fifita's face. Well schemed by that defensive staff. Tim DeRuyter and company.
Only 1 sack tonight for Tim DeRuyter's defense, but they are right there for a lot more.
Yeah, Fifita has taken shot after shot after shot. Doesn't feel like that.
With some body blows on him. He fires across the middle, incomplete. McMillan tried to one-hand it. He had Baskerville hunting a big hit or a pick. It's 4th down on the incompletion.
Happens to the best of them. Watch here. You see Dyson kind of on an edge, and Fifita just has to short arm that a little bit because that extra rusher was coming right in his face and doesn't allow. He's got a chance to go get it.
And how many times have we seen McMillan come up one-handed?
No doubt.
Make a catch like that. So Tyler Loop hit earlier in this game. This one from 40. And the sound the foot is just booming. He crushes another one. So Brent Brennan's offense settles for 3. Fox College Football is sponsored by Allstate. You are in good hands. How about that find from our crew?
That's awesome.
That throwback flight that was to Arizona for Texas Tech, and then pictures before their flight over a couple of days ago is the Air and Space Museum here in Arizona. You taking a ride in the Buckaroo?
I'm in. I'll go anywhere.
Flight back to Eugene for you tomorrow?
Sure, we'll go tonight.
Another Tyler Loop field goal, his second of the night. Arizona chasing 18-6.
Look at that kick.
Well, Texas Tech looking for their first win against Arizona in Tucson since 1977, when we first got introduced to Luke, I Am Your Father. Fleetwood Mac. Reggie Jackson was becoming Mr. October.
Sun Devil.
It was a good decade for Reggie, and then Texas Tech not only won there, but Fleetwood Mac, top of the charts. They came to Tucson too.
And sold out?
And won the night in this stadium.
Oh, wow. Fleetwood Mac opening for Joey McGuire. Would have lost that bet. Nice little drive starter by Zach Kitley and company. Baron Morton strike. They're doing a lot of this, changing personnel groups in a 11 personnel, one running back, one tight end, 3 wideouts. They're basically trying to change personnel groups every play and still get Arizona to show them their hand in this no-huddle mode.
And after the reception to Douglas, Brooks had the ball come out. Ball is on the ground. Arizona's swarming to it, and they've got it back. Tay Brown out of the bottom of the pile.
This is all triggered by Trey Smith coming off the edge with heat. We'll see him from a defensive end position. Watch him come here and starts to just leads the charge and then sets it and turns it back. Dalton Johnson says, I'll enter the game. I might be injured. I might be banged up. But get this thing turned, get this crowd back into it. Ta'ufo'ou is involved as well. Big time play.
And Dalton Johnson, a gifted box player, a gifted guy down there in run support, punching it out against a guy that has rarely fumbled in his career, Taj Brooks, just the 5th time in his long Texas Tech career. And now Arizona on the march. Burnett, first down off of the takeaway that Tay Brown hopped on top of.
Dwayne Akina, man, dialing that one up. So excited about Trey Smith, and you can see why Brennan fired up. That's a huge, huge play to get things turned.
So into the red zone here, and flag out before the snap.
Offside. Defense. Number 11. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Charles Esters. Allison.
Connor, I can't tell you how badly that Arizona sideline needed that takeaway. They absolutely erupted, and you were just getting the sense that some of the frustrations they were having offensively were impacting the defense as they watched the ball, as they watched the game and saw the offense struggle. They so needed something positive. If they can capitalize on that takeover here, that is huge for the morale of this team.
And Brent Brennan was running the 40-yard dash on the celebration after that Tay Brown scoop on the fumble.
And newsflash, Jake Rodriguez is in the backfield.
Gosh. He had those 8 first-half tackles, has another one here. So Arizona trying to capitalize on something that almost never happens with Taj Brooks.
Yeah, you see, this is going to be on that microfiche going forward. We've had 2 Noah Fifita picks, a Taj Brooks fumble. Never happened before.
And a year of unpredictable in the Big 12. More of it tonight. And there's Burnett. First down for the 2nd time on this drive.
Going to bring 4 receivers out to the strong side. Going to see Burnett. Working there, number 88, 84. Sam Olsen working vertically, setting up that window for Burnett.
Oh, ball's down here for Arizona, and Fifita does get back on top of it. Oh, boy.
He's talking to Conley.
This shows timeout for injury.
You can see Conley just reaches for it instead of a nice pocket. He gets his hands out and kind of reaches for the ball. That is not the proper way to take a handoff. He and Noah had a quick little conference there, and he took the blame.
It was Quincy Ledet who had the interception earlier in this game for Texas Tech. Down for the Red Raiders.
Got to get another trainer in there. There's a little more muscle to help get the big man up. He's burned a lot of energy tonight, right? Got to get replenished after a pick and all the activity up front.
Almost had the thick 6. Almost took it 20 yards back. Well, Ledet will have to come out on 2nd and goal after Arizona just put the ball on the ground. Looking for their first touchdown of the night. It's been 2 Tyler Luke field goals so far. Fafita protected and incomplete. This time does overshoot McMillan. And Arizona wanted a flag. It doesn't come with tight coverage on McMillan.
Yeah, it's tight coverage and great defensive design. Watch him. He's going to jump outside. He knows he has help from the free safety if he goes inside. That's just great pre-snap. I'm showing you one thing, and I'm going to jump outside and know that I have the help from Baskerville inside. Braylon Lux is going, hey, man, I'm playing hurt. Don't boo me. I got to cover this elite player playing on one leg.
Lux missed the last 2 games with the leg injury.
And that's where those guys are just so much at risk, where he had to burst, when that ball was thrown, kind of baited Fafita into throwing that ball. He sees it burst, change directions, change speeds to get to it. Just not able to finish it like he normally probably would, setting up 3rd and goal.
So Lux, who's been on McMillan, the future NFL wide receiver, all night, comes out at least for this play. So Macho Stevenson, who had been starting for him, redshirt freshman corner, is down at the bottom side, pressed up on McMillan. Fafita looking the other way to the back of the end zone and incomplete. Marion Horn had that coverage. It was the opposite way of McMillan, who was locked up with Stevenson.
Here's the other side. Free safety, Baskerville again working to this side, way into the side. Fafita probably could have worked that side if he wanted to. He elected to go Horn versus Lamonius Craig and just put a little too much mustard on that one. And they have to settle for their 3rd field goal of the night.
And good from 40 and 47. Loop from 30. And he kicks another one halfway out of Tucson. Fumble set up 3 more points. Since the half, it's 6-0 Arizona. A couple former Heisman winners on our air tomorrow. Kyler Murray is one of them. You could also see what Jaden Daniels is doing right now with the Commanders. That's at 1 Eastern, 4 Eastern. Former Heisman winner against Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy and the 49ers. That's all tomorrow on Fox. Also on the Fox Sports app. Check the game in your area. Con Runyon, Mark Helfrich, and Allison Williams in Tucson. And Noah Fafita right now trying to figure out how to get more than 3 points inside the red zone.
Absolutely. Brock Purdy knows his guys had a scare today with Baylor in Ames.
Iowa State, one of those teams that is in position to get to Arlington for the Big 12 championship through a couple of games in the Big 12. BYU and Colorado with byes. So Texas Tech can be the one and only team if they hang on and win here to get to 3-0 at the end of week 6.
Yep, the Arizona K-State game again, that did not exist in Big 12 conference play. And Joey McGuire and company trying to stay undefeated on their ledger.
Well, Baron Morton puts his shoulder pads down and gets a yard on that play, dumped by Dalton Johnson.
Dalton Johnson forced the fumble. He's feeling it. Great job reacting back inside. Baron Morton sensed some running room. They want him to run, to be an athlete, to be athletic, and protect himself. That's not exactly what they had in mind.
And Joey McGuire gives him a hard time about his running.
He does.
He was watching the tape of that pole read he had for a big run last week against Cincinnati. Called him while sitting on his porch and goes, "Hey man, you're slow. Yeah. What are you doing?" Oh, that's tipped and incomplete. Jacob Manu. He said he's been on the jugs machine all week.
This could have changed on a dime. Here's 5 where he starts out, drops into his zone, works back in with Morton's eyes, and 5-on-5 battle. Almost stepped in front of Douglas. Play it with him. If you're Morton, you don't see him. Got to see out in front of him. And a key drop.
Well, Texas Tech has not scored since halftime when they led 18-3. On a third down, Morton, and that is almost picked. Genesis Smith went somersaulting underneath that route.
Let's check the route here. Josh Kelly, little switch release, and he opens the door, see him get on top of that, and instead of coming straight back down his stem, the route is where Brock Morton throws it where he expects him to come. Just imagine the door opening, opens the gate there for Genesis Smith. Ooh, back-to-back near picks.
Almost Smith's second pick in as many weeks. Remember, he's playing for the injured Traden Stukes, the captain and starting nickelback for Arizona, out tonight. So Baron Morton with a couple of balls into traffic. And he's saying, come on back to that ball. That almost went the other way for 6. Well, it was another money 8th inning for the Mets tonight in Philadelphia. That magical ride continued to a 1-0 series lead. Game 2 tomorrow on FS1, 3 Eastern, Padres and Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani, game-tying 3-run homer for the Dodgers on their way to a 7-5 winner at Chavez Ravine for a 1-0 series lead over their division rival. It'll be at 8 Eastern tomorrow on FS1, Game 2 of both those National League Division Series. Back in Tucson, Noah Fifita back on the field and dumps it out to the perimeter. Another connection with his tight end, this one to Sam Olson. And a short gain on first down. This Texas Tech defense came into the night marked last in the Big 12, allowing 34 points per game, under 10 as we get deep into this third quarter.
Yeah, with zero pressure, they've hit Fifita all night, playing their tails off shorthanded, motivated against this great Arizona attack.
Conley finds another crease and pinballs his way for a first down. He has been tough to tackle.
He is fun to watch. Watch him. Great ball security, high and tight. You see that wrist above the elbow. Rub it, running through that last tackler. He was a little hobbled there. Just looked a little awkward. He was protecting that ball. Fell on that left shoulder, it looked like.
So Conley comes out for Risano, who's protecting Fifita on first down. Quick pop, McMillan turns the corner, loses his defender. Now he's off to the races. McMillan hopping his way inside the red zone. Like a yo-yo move in basketball, he dangled it.
You live by the pressure, you die by the pressure. They end up bringing 6. That means what? One-on-one coverage outside. T-Mac says, I'm going to leave you, Baskerville. I'm going to make you miss. Everybody to the party, get him to the ground. Cromwell saves the touchdown.
And breaking the ankles of Macho Stevenson for the longest play of the night for Arizona. Now back to the red zone where they had to settle for a field goal last time. Third trip down here. They've thrown a pick. They've settled for 3. Do they have 6 for the first time? And this is Risano chugging ahead.
Nice check that time. You saw Fifita at the line of scrimmage. Kill. They had a weak run, changed to a strong run in that instance, and a nice little gain on first down.
So interesting down here because there's only one game of tape on Matt Atkins, who's the new play caller for Arizona. So the tendencies you saw in the first 3 games, different. And they were when Dino Babers was calling them. And Risano with back-to-back carries. He trucks inside the 10. It'll be third down. Last week we saw a little bit more motion, some different formation stuff for Arizona.
And you know, slightly more emphasis on the run. And again, anytime you can run the football against Utah the way they did with that success, that is big time. Not a ton of changes, just, you know, an emphasis on one thing or the other. Watch what having a great receiver right here. McMillan up top, Baskerville and the corner both have to hedge that way. That helps out the run game as well.
Fifita looking that way. Safety cheating that way. Fifita slithers through, and he's a half yard short of the first down.
not a huge guy. His extension is little. He thinks he has single. It turned into it. The safety then jumped over the top. And that is right at the Lynx. They're going big. Texas Tech is matching with their goal line personnel. Fourth. It's not fourth in the ball game yet, but close.
Inside 2 minutes in the third. Third trip down here, no touchdowns yet for Arizona. On the ground, it is a first down. Conley back in there after he was hobbled, extends the drive.
Nice job attacking the outside. You see big Wendell Moy Jr. 72 with the kick out. Conley able to convert, first and goal.
So at least 3 plays to get 3 yards for the first touchdown of the night for Arizona. Sticking with Conley. Got a block from Olsen around that edge and fights his way for a touchdown.
They like these fireworks for the touchdown. Watch the bounce from Conley. T-Mac on the outside taking care of the corner. Sam Olsen, 84. Rodriguez not able to stop him before he breaks the plane. Touchdown Cats.
Eight plays, 72 yards, and Brent Brennan has to be saying, oh, finally. 6 turned 7 inside the red zone.
Yeah, too many of those one firework field goal. Don't reach that ball unless it's fourth down, but he got lucky there. Rodriguez, Coach Brennan fired up, wearing the lei of one of his Polynesian family members, provided to him with love and respect.
Well, the weight of expectation has not been lost on Brent Brennan in his first year here. The best example that he gave us was after the Kansas State loss. He was pumping gas here in Tucson, and he said somebody from across the gas station said, hey, you stink. And then the bye week happens. They're sitting on some of those emotions.
Play caller change.
They go beat number 10 Utah. He's going for a jog through Tucson this week. 3 ladies along the side of the road stand and clap for him as he's jogging along the side of the road.
I asked him if it was because he had his shirt off. He said, no, it was the football. It was the product.
Different appeal.
Different appeal
that you're getting at. All right, so Texas Tech, they've had a mostly unstoppable offense. The Big 12's leading offense this season, over 40 points a game, but they have not scored yet in the second half.
The second half has been clamped. Arizona changing things up. They've changed up pressures. They brought man pressure, a ton of man free. Dwayne Aquina's MO is man coverage and a free safety. Right now they're showing the edge from Manu.
Conyers pulling around to lead the way for Brooks, who is coming off that rare fumble. They got 4 yards to start this drive.
Manu, we met with him yesterday. What a neat kid. He's the captain, the leader of the team, another Servite product. That time showed the edge pressure, wrapped back in to limit Taj Brooks to 4.
Good matchup down to the bottom side. Caleb Douglas against Davis, but Morton going the other way underneath, and that's short of the first down. Play made on Jalen Conyers, shy of the sticks. It's third down again for Texas Tech after Dalton Johnson got to him.
Yeah, Dalton Johnson's a Texan from the legendary KD program and loves going up against those guys with those same Texas accents.
You snapping it here for Texas Tech?
Try to get a little hard count and get the free 5. Take it to the fourth period if you want to.
Morton not in a hurry, and they won't snap it. If you're up late, it is worth it with this game. 2-point game. It was once 15 the way of Texas Tech. It's down to 18-16. First half was 18-3 Texas Tech, 13-0 Arizona since as we go to the fourth. Moments ago, Allison Williams with Arizona head coach Brent Brennan.
Coach, obviously huge to get those points. What does that do just for the momentum and the energy around this team?
Well, I mean, the guys are excited. We got a great crowd tonight, and so I think we just have to keep answering the call. You know, it's like what we talked about at halftime, one play at a time, play for each other, and just let the chips fall where they may. But we got to keep attacking this thing, and we're having fun doing it. So fourth quarter, let's go.
Let's go. Thanks, Coach.
Allison, thank you. And oh my gosh, Taj Brooks just put the ball down again. But they'll say he's down.
Kennedy saying, I'm showing the prize. Pulls it out from the pile, a speed option. That same play they ran a couple weeks ago with great success. The ball got pitched to Brooks. Certainly can't see from that angle, but they are going to take a look.
Well, that energy that Allison was just getting at with Brent Brennan might double if this gets reversed and goes back to Arizona.
Yeah, this is definitely not one of those cases. Taj Brooks, of course, saying he's down. There's no forward progress situation. There's no whistleblowing situation. This is just a matter of if that ball is out before his backside hits. Because Chase Kennedy, 11, right there, as he goes in to dig it out. You can see him. He's the first one to maintain. So that ball's out. That ball's out right there.
Taj Brooks has never fumbled twice in a game.
The two guys that we've highlighted all night long, Noah Fifita, Mr. Consistency, Taj Brooks, even more so, have turned it over twice. It's never happened before. But it looked like, to me, that ball was punched out. We're trying to find if Dean Blandino is able to weigh in, and he can. Dean, what do you got?
It looked like that ball was coming out before the runner was down, maybe on that initial contact. Then they've got to look for that clear recovery. Who came up with the football? And they've got to see that on the video. They can't just see a player come out of the pile with it. They've got to see the player actually recover. This is the shot. I think the ball starts to move right there. And then we've got to get to that second piece of who actually recovered the football.
Great point. There's the punch. You can see the punch. The ball is loose right there. So there's no doubt about it. There's no body part down. That aspect. That was now the recovery.
Goss.
Yeah,
right.
Goss, 27, is the puncher.
And then Smith, Genesis Smith at the bottom of the pile for Arizona.
Yep, Smith looked like he had a chance, and then Kennedy's the guy who came out late.
There's also a flag down here. There's also a flag down near the Arizona sideline. The Arizona sideline absolutely erupted. A lot of guys out in the field. You wonder if maybe that was where the flag came in. But that flag came in well after the play.
At the further review, the runner fumbled the ball. It was recovered by the defense. It'll be first down, Arizona at the 44-yard line. We have a sideline warning on Arizona. This is their first and only warning of the game.
So there's no yardage associated with that. And I think Dean's right, and I think they got it right. The punch way before he was down. Then it's just a matter of if there was the clear recovery, the sideline warning, the enthusiasm, the reaction of creating that turnover. And that's kind of one of those when you might take and play on.
Strange happenings in Tucson tonight. He never fumbles, period.
Crazy.
He is never, period, fumbled twice in a game.
Owen Goss, 6 foot, 202 from your area, Hinsdale, Illinois, punching it out.
Rival town of Lyons Township High School. Fifita dancing, and he goes down.
This is going to come back. There's a play-action pass, and Baskerville I'm sorry, not Baskerville. Malden getting. Yeah,
Holding.
Baskerville with the hold.
Defense, number 9. 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
It's going to be Baskerville holding, I believe, Hyatt on the release. And he just got beat, had his eyes in the backfield on the play action pass. And you'll see it right there with the wrap up. Eyes in the backfield and a trip to compensate as well. 1st and 10.
Well, if not, Devin Hyatt was
down the goalpost.
Yep, down the hash free. So 1st down, quick screen. Patterson is around the edge and forced out by Braylon Lux.
Nice job by T-Mac. He does a great job in the blocking game. He's an unselfish guy. There's so many times these other guys are sacrificial routes for his unbelievable production. That time, him doing a great job and helping out Patterson.
And McMillan with 5 catches, 93 yards. His longest play of the night has gone for 40 yards. With the Wildcats trying to come back from what was once a 15-point lead for Texas Tech. Flag out behind the run for Risano. Lux, one of a few guys that got there for Texas Tech, flagged.
Hold on the defense, now hold on the offense.
Yeah.
Offense, number 58, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Stewart now in there. They rotate that right guard spot. They've actually rotated at both guard spots tonight. And I think they kind of play guys by play, almost by who's pulling, who's down blocking. That time, no doubt about that, out in space, tackling the edge.
After the hold, Stewart goes out. Now the new guard is Alexander Deuced. Along the right side of that line for Arizona with the revolving door up there. Flag backs it up to 2nd down and long. Fafita gets the feet set, and he finds McMillan. 1st down. He's over 100 yards tonight, connecting with his longtime best friend.
This is just, again, watch, turns into a 3-man rush with a spy. You see 33 there, spying of Fafita, trying to get in his face and square up to where T-Mac is. And man, it's just that. Watch that angle of Noah Fafita. 5'10", turns into almost, what about 5'6" when he throws the ball like that.
And to feather it over the linebacker like that, man. So the Wildcats looking for a go-ahead score after the 2nd fumble of the night for the star running back for Texas Tech, Taj Brooks. And Conley burrows ahead, and he's to the 20. And give him 3 on that play.
I might come back to this same look, and looks like Arizona's trying to, get a hard count, get the look. They had a very, very favorable run look to the field that time and elected to run it to the boundary.
Fafita going on almost 40 passes tonight. They'll fake the toss underneath Olsen, and Texas Tech is ready for it. It looked a little bit like that was stolen from Texas Tech's playbook with how they use the tight ends.
Yeah, this little shovel option action. You'll see him from an inline position. You don't see that too often from that inline spot, then flip. That's a great way to disguise it. Conley's out in front. They could have pitched it out to him. Basically an inverted triple option.
So another wrinkle from Matt Atkins, who's in his 2nd game ever calling plays at the FBS level. Sets up a 3rd down. Fafita to the flank for Conley. His back leaking out there, and the reach did stretch to get close. That spot is short, though. It'll be 4th down. Conley thought that he had it.
Yeah. Got to get on the edge of the defender, square up, attacking edge, kind of tries to run right through him. And that'll be interesting if they take a look at that, and they will, as they're blowing it dead.
On the field, as the runner was short of line to gain. The previous plays on the further review.
Well, and remember, Texas Tech in the first half stuffed a 4th and 1.
Stuffed, and it's 18-16 in a defensive slugfest. And this goes back to what Dean was talking about earlier on the 2nd down versus the 4th down. Here's a look as the crowd is watching this. Obviously, we can't see with the left side of his body. Unbelievable effort contorting the ball extension. The first thing to hit is that left shin knee area. So he'll get almost that full extension. This would be a great look of the left knee right there. So man, it is. I think it's just short of the 13-yard line. You can see the stripe there.
This is one Dean Blandino was talking about earlier, where it's like, I think he's there, but
this is where you got to patch 9 different looks together in the replay booth. And
Dean, is this another I think he's there, but I can't quite tell?
It's close. I mean, we're looking at it here in the studio, and you guys are all over it. It's that left knee. You find the body part, then you have to find the football in relation to the line of gain. Looking at that sideline shot, looks like the ball might just be short of the 13. Maybe he got a little more than they spotted it. Not convinced we can change it, though.
Our official, our referee, Richmond.
The ruling on the field stands. Please reset the game clock for 10 minutes and 44 seconds. 10 minutes and 49 seconds. 10-0-4-9.
Okay, so it's 4th and 1, and the offense is coming out with a field goal, putting Arizona ahead in this spot. This is a little risky. Late night here in Tucson.
Yeah, at an absolute minimum here, come up and give a massive hard count, try to get him drawn offside. If you're going to kick a field goal, might as well try that little freebie.
Conley the back.
There's your hard count. And so he's trying to draw him offside here. Alert, alert, alert. Check, change the play. Now another hard count.
On Texas Tech, pointing at movement on the right side of the line. Play clock down to 5.
Tech is saying, hey, the left tackle jump, the right guard jump. Delay.
Play game, offense. Number 11, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
They're not worried about the yards here at all, right?
I say for Tyler Loop, that turns from a 3-foot putt into a 4-foot putt with his big leg. But this was just a game of pointing and shouting.
Yeah, so it's this, simulated snap, hard count. All right, I change the play to the other side. Hard count again. Yeah, no doubt about it. The right tackle moved right there. Now the left tackle moved. Big flinching. And now the attempt.
Good all 3 times tonight. Tyler Loop for the lead for Arizona. Has another one. From down 18-3 at halftime to up 19-18 in the 4th quarter. 2 unbeatens in the Big 12. Coming down to the final hour. Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years.
That guy still can't believe the ball's it's still going up. Those kicks are still going up.
Kicks.
Yeah.
Well, 2 fumbles for Taj Brooks. Maybe the rarest thing that we've seen tonight was him putting the ball on the ground twice in this second half. Arizona since halftime outgaining Texas Tech 173 yards to 7. And they've turned 18-3 into 19-18, and this is the most shocking part of this game so far. The everything running back Taj Brooks, 2 fumbles since halftime.
Yeah, Dalton Johnson punched out the first one. Owen Goss punches out this second one right there. You got to give them credit. And again, just our shock is how good that Taj Brooks has been over the years. You talk about Mr. Consistency in everything in terms of production, protection, and take care of the football. There hasn't been anybody better than Taj Brooks.
And he's over there saying high and tight, high and tight. And working on his ball security between series for Texas Tech. Brooks has 2 touchdowns. Both those came in the first half, and a nice grab by Kelly almost made a reaching try at it, down to the ground, incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like one of those officials initially trying to give it to him, and it just hit the ground. Just let him a little bit too much from Behren Morton.
So second down for what's turned into a dormant second half offense.
Manu, you saw 5. Manu watching communicate to the entire team, change the defense.
And motioning toward Davis, and that is overshot. Wanted Douglas slanting in, and Jacob Manu is right there to say, I was hunting that one.
Yeah, he was baiting him. He's going to come up. Watch 5 Manu. This is why they talk about the quarterback on the field. You'll see him walk up. He baits him back. He checks out of it, gets everybody organized, and then he was going to throw that slant and made him throw that second window slant and almost hit Coach Brennan on the sideline. He would have made that catch. That same look here. Tay Brown 6, Manu 5. They're up there right in the middle, showing double A-gap pressure.
Texas Tech shut out since halftime, facing a 3rd and 10, and that is short of the sticks. Kelly made the catch. It'll be 4th and 1. Dalton Johnson with the coverage and the tackle. And Texas Tech lingering around the ball.
Joey McGuire's asking his sideline, his analytics people, what are we talking about? And I think he just said punt. We have another angle of him up here. It looked, yep. Bring another punt team. 4th and 1, backed up, 9:22. Very understandable defensive battle. Right, the only times Arizona's been able to score is if you've given them the fumbles.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Do you like it? With the punting here?
Yeah. Yep. The way they're playing defense right now.
So on the rugby style, this is up, scraping the stars. Oh, very high punt. That,
oh my gosh!
Wow. Was very nervy for Patterson.
Especially if Patterson almost drops it. Even better. That will certainly be questioned in Lubbock if things don't turn out right.
So it was 4th and 1 for Texas Tech, and Joey McGuire deep in his own territory. First 2 years very aggressive on 4th down. This season, less effective, less aggressive. Tonight, he said, if we get into a high-scoring game, we're going to risk it all a little
aggressive,
bit more. This has turned into the opposite game of what he expected.
Yep, and that was a great picture of him consulting the analytics person. You can see Zach Kitley there going, of course I want to go for it. Let's go. And him saying, how much? And then punt it. So that's kind of how the sausage is made, almost, you would say, and would be criticized for that later. But that's a very well-reasoned decision right there.
Arizona's defense came up with 4 4th down stops against Utah in their top 10 win last week. That was part of the calculus for Joey McGuire, right?
100% Tacario Davis playing great. Trayton Stukes had the other huge 4th down stop in the tight red zone earlier.
So Arizona, they got their first lead of the night last time they drove down and kicked a field goal. Burnett has them close to a 1st down, picking up 5. The 3rd and 2. We're about halfway through this 4th quarter in a 1-point game. Another one for Texas Tech.
Game, yep.
Another one. They are 3-0 in 1-score games this year. They're in another fight again. And they survived in overtime in week 1. Back-to-back Big 12 games. Arizona State, Cincinnati, decided by 1 score. Both wins. That's out to the edge. 1st down. Conley out of the backfield again.
They free release Conley, so it's a 5-out quick game pass. Just a race to the sideline that time between him and Rodriguez. Nice execution. 1st and 10.
Well, the belief has swelled for Arizona since the Taj Brooks fumble. Dominating in yards, dominating in points, 13-0.
Yeah, this stadium was waiting for that. That sideline was waiting for that. And it has been all U of A since then. See if Tech can stop the tide.
Conley running into a wash of 3 Texas Tech defenders and still finishing forward through the arms of Marion Horn for 7 yards.
Marion Horn they're willing. Both these corners on both teams are physical finishers. Conley saying, hey, I'm 210. I got to at least run through here. The 180-pound corner and setting up 2nd and 3. Every good run play is designed to bounce to either the furthest away from the ball defender or the corner. Good design that time from Arizona.
Gives him a 2nd and 3. Right back to Conley. It's working, and it's another explosive one for Conley. One in the passing game, now one in the ground. Conley extending this drive again with 18 yards.
Under center, just a little back block. Run play, split zone action. Conley, Amy point to that time, was that front side tight end. Looked like there might have been a face mask, but nope, he was below the face mask. Carmel trying to punch it out.
One of the few times tonight, Jacob Rodriguez has missed on a tackle for Texas Tech. He has had his nose in the backfield a bunch. This is the other back, Risino. And Texas Tech there to stack him up. Got just 1 yard to Braylon Carroll at the bottom of the pile.
Risino now, decidedly the thickest back, other than freshman Caden Luke, who's not going to be involved a ton here going forward. Trusting these guys.
Texas Tech has a quick strike offense, but your eyes start to wander toward the clock now.
Yeah, 5:20 and counting, 3 timeouts both ways, plus the 2-minute timeout. Bring it forward.
Protected. Fafita away clean and out of bounds. Oh.
Oof.
Hyatt.
Cheerleader, Hyatt. You just wonder those 2 turnovers earlier. Texas Tech cheerleader fired up,
holding up the megaphone like it's a WWE belt after taking the hit.
Little hold right there, got away with it from Cromwell, and you just wonder for Fafita, just a little bit too much error, a little too wide. Doesn't want Baskerville to get involved, and those 2 picks are lingering in the back of his mind. You don't want to turn over at this point, obviously.
Missing high and outside, setting up a 3rd down. Fafita with edge pressure around Ramirez, extended the play, and it is broken up. A.J. McCarty, who had the pick 6 last week, brings up 4th down.
McCarty is a ball hawk, man. He gets his hands on everything. They had a double move they were trying to set up to Teteroa. McMillan down here on the bottom. He came off of it. There's the escapability, trying to run to throw. Great job keeping his eyes up. But another near disaster. Anytime that DB gets 2 hands on the ball, your stomach is in your throat.
Well, long on the year is 54 for Loop. This from 48 to extend the lead, and he hooked it. So the decision to punt on 4th and 1 for Joey McGuire leads to no points and a cheerleader that might play some defense for the Red Raiders. Fox College Football is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Here we go again with Texas Tech, 3-0 in 1-score games, a survival in overtime to start the year. Since Joey McGuire got the job, they've been good in these spots, 10-3, and they've won 6 in a row.
Tell me there's a chance.
That's the 2nd longest streak in all of FBS.
4-man rush.
They have not scored since halftime, and Baron Morton under siege, and he gets 1 yard out of it, maybe give him 2. And Chase Kennedy at his ankles again.
He's got beat. Left tackle there, left guard beat on a combination rush with the twist game. That 4-man rush protects the back end, lets them double up if they want.
And the last time that Texas Tech started 3-0 in the Big 12, like they're chasing tonight, it was another guy with BM with his initials at quarterback. It was Baker Mayfield. This is Baron Morton, and he has a 1st down to Josh Kelly. It was back in 2013 the last time Texas Tech went 3-0 in the Big 12.
Nice little option route by Kelly. Works to the space outside. Nice throw and catch. Morton to Kelly.
Kennedy was coming. It's floated long for Kelly. Chase Kennedy is showing up a bunch tonight. He had the backside pressure on Baron Morton.
Yeah, just straight up Merriman on Kennedy. One-on-one pass rush. He gets to the quarterback. And not good to see Kelly limping his way to the sideline.
That's the most explosive.
Him going forward, absolutely.
Most explosive wide receiver for Baron Morton. Arizona has held Kelly underneath all night. 5 catches, just 27 yards. Getting late in the play clock. Down inside 5, and they get it off. Morton off the play fake, taking his shot for Douglas, who twists around and makes the catch in front of Carnley. They needed that so badly.
Just a one-on-one straight-up go route. That is a great location with that ball. Pretty good coverage. Carnley, you see him right there. Beautifully adjusted to by Caleb Douglas. Secures the catch. 2 feet inbounds. Tech, 1st and 10 at the 24.
And on a quieter night for Josh Kelly at wide receiver, Douglas has been the big play guy. Had an explosive before halftime that set up a score. Hoping to set up the go-ahead score. Back into the belly of Brooks. And you wonder what's churning through his mind right now after the 2 fumbles.
If it wasn't him running, you'd say right there he was a little hesitant, but he runs like that. That's just his running style. Great job protecting the ball with both hands.
Patient, right?
Yes, patient, yeah. patient, slash hesitant if it's bad. And Trey Smith has something to say about that 2-3. He's going to try to have a meeting here at Baron Morton. They've done a really nice job here with a 4-man rush on this drive, getting pressure, and Morton has diced him.
In field goal range, down a point, Texas Tech, and that's incomplete. Coverage from Owen Goss, tight end John Carlos Miller, the target, and it's 3rd down and 9.
Just enough pressure that time on Morton, kind of falling off the mound and not able to throw that accurately. See Baron Morton, 2 covering his ears. Helmet communication from Zach Kitley, the offensive coordinator on the sideline, goes mute right now. 15 seconds on the play clock. Now it's all Baron Morton or signals from the sideline to Baron Morton. Single coverage down here bottom to Cario Davis versus Aiken.
On 3rd and 9. Morton looking the other way now to the end zone, off the fingertips. Morton thought he had Douglas for the go-ahead touchdown.
Both sides had a chance. They ran a hitch and go to the bottom. That was the hitch and go adjustment versus press coverage. And Morton and everybody dressed in red, black, and white. Ooh, fingertips out of reach. Morton can't believe it.
Hands to scalps all across Lubbock and on that Tech sideline. And for the lead, that is good. First points of the second half put Texas Tech back ahead after they led it 18-3. Our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. Taj Brooks' fumble changed this game, but Texas Tech finds a way to lead again.
Just a great emotional battle back and forth. Those turnovers leading to points. Arizona emotionally, momentum all with Arizona. That missed field goal, head down for a loop, answered by this made field goal by Joey McGuire and company. Garcia just inside the right upright. Might as well have been dead down Broadway for the lead.
So Garcia puts it away. Texas Tech trying to get into pole position here with a very crowded top of the Big 12. Yeah. 2 or 3 weeks in, depending on who you are. They would be the only 3-0 team. if they can hold off a surging Arizona side. All right, it's time for tonight's Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. 6 catches, 108 yards for McMillan. And now the trust between the longtime best friends is really going to be tested with the game on the line.
And they've got forever, right? 2:21, all 3 timeouts, the 2-minute timeout as well to make it 4. They target T-Mac just under 40% of the time. You can bet if it's not an all-out pressure, he's going to be double teamed this entire drive. Making somebody else beat you.
Well, McMillan is up top.
And
it's Marion Horn. 2 guys over there. Fafita looking toward McMillan. He comes back to the football, circles underneath, lost the ball, punched out. Texas Tech has it. Brendan Jordan away with the football. What Tim DeRuyter tell us yesterday, the defensive coordinator? He's going to get his catches. We see opportunities to do that. It shows up in the biggest moment of the game.
It is Rodriguez again. Just a little curl route ran against. They had the corner on the outside, the safety over the top, double teaming him. Nice little design, the curl route, and that says it all. That is Tucson right now, getting the ball to your best player in space. You would have put all your chips in the middle if you're Brent Brennan and company. Now you got to get it turned over. Now you have all 3 timeouts, plus the 2-minute timeout to get the ball back.
An agonizing moment for the fans in Tucson, and now they're punching away at the ball on Taj Brooks. Just ahead of the 2-minute timeout. A timeout is taken before that by Arizona.
Charge timeout, Arizona. First of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
We've heard a lot of coaches tell us this year that they don't want to burn timeouts before the 2-minute timeout, but different spot here.
Absolutely. This is a totally different situation. You're in must-stop mode right here. You obviously can't let them score a touchdown, can't drive down. They're field goal for them is out of it. They got to get the ball back, no questions asked. And you can use, in this case, with 5 seconds before the 2-minute warning, you get another 2-minute timeout. My apologies. You get another bonus timeout here that didn't exist in college football before as a bonus.
You'll be fined.
I should be.
Nothing fancy from Texas Tech, right? Put the ball on the ground, get to the 2-minute timeout.
Yes, this is going to be ball in 28's hands and in 2 hands.
And final play before the 2-minute timeout. A bounce for Brooks. Stutters the feet, fighting Manu, and he's there for a first down. The odds shift heavily toward Texas Tech after that first down for Brooks. Inside 2 minutes and a 2-point game in Tucson. The only caffeine you need late night has been this game, especially the second half. Texas Tech went in up 18-3 at the break. Arizona went on a run, took the lead for the first time. Texas Tech is trying to run out the clock now. Deep in Arizona territory and looking for 3-0 in the Big 12. Have we been spoiled when we've come to the Big 12 this year or what?
It has been awesome. Everyone down to the wire as a neutral in all this. It has been awesome. Texas Tech still has to get at least 1 first down depending on how this plays out.
Texas Tech trying to be the only 3-0 in the Big 12 at the end of the night. Arizona hoping to prove that the Utah win was not just a flash in the pan, and Brooks is gone. Got all 32 yards. yards. And 6 more for Taj Brooks. And now the PAT would make this a 2-score game.
It's a 2-score game, and there's a lot of rules that tell you to never score there, to take a knee, but we shall see if that turns out to mean anything. It's so hard for Taj Brooks, all the work that he's done, not only the entire year, but tonight. Great finish on the run, and hopefully for their sake it doesn't matter.
Well, his first fumble flipped this game on its head. He scores a touchdown redemptively. Now McMillan will be the guy that's looking for redemption after his fumble.
Yep,
set up a 2-score lead for Texas Tech.
Marion Horn, Jake Rodriguez setting that up, and he's barely touched right there. Uyunglele gets one hand on him, and I believe he just crowned himself in the end zone. Is that what that move is? What you kids do? D-Mac says, well, I'll get one more shot out there. Because with 1:53 and timeouts, he still got hope.
And the Taj time has come 3 times tonight in the end zone. So the 2 fumbles have made it a nervous second half for Texas Tech. At the end of it, he will definitely walk away with a hat trick. Will they walk away with the 9-point win now? So quick work to do for Arizona.
Yeah, got to get 2 scores here. And again, obviously, this is unlikely, but a lot of people have some rule, a no-score rule. There, some people call that a Grand Canyon. You can't fall into the Grand Canyon in the end zone. Got to be safe outside of it. And again, hopefully just come back to hunt, but it gives us something else to think about right here.
The tumbling rocks were too tempting to go for. Get down in there, go for a little hike.
Yeah.
So needing 2 scores. Fafita. Off play action, back to McMillan, but incomplete. Braylon Lux trailing in coverage, 2nd down.
They have traded up a bunch who's covering McMillan all night. It's been Lux, it's been Cromwell, it's been Horn. All hands on deck to limit the big man.
Well, there have been the moments for McMillan going over 100 yards, but a couple pass breakups that have been massive downfield for these Texas Tech defensive backs. Here's McMillan on Horn, turning the corner. He's being pursued, looking to get out of bounds, and he does. To Cromwell with him out of bounds.
Watch him working. They love this dig route. The thing he does so well right there, young receivers, that little stem back to the quarterback is what makes him special, among other things. But just that extra 1-2 yard shave off the top of the route, that is elite stuff.
So 35 yards plus one that stops the clock. From the 40 on 1st and 10.
3-man rush.
All day for Fafita. Now 2 men in pursuit and incomplete. A win there for Texas Tech. About 10 seconds came off the clock.
Yep. Right here, got to be in his ear. If you're from the offensive coordinator, now Matt Atkins as the play caller, just those reminders. Hey, got to operate. We need 2 scores here. Whatever it takes here. Get an onside kick. Then whatever it takes. When I say that, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, kind of whatever comes up first. But those looping, long, floating throwaways, that's valuable. That's a play.
Timeout, Texas Tech.
Charge, timeout. Texas Tech. Be a 30-second timeout.
They want to make sure they are exactly where they want to be matchup-wise in terms of who's on T-Mac, who's over the top, etc.
So your point of touchdown and a field goal.
Yep.
2nd and 10 here. I mean, at some point, if you're in range, or you're saying let's kick it now and we got to get our onside kick?
You just got to make that determination. Yeah, I mean, it's something you make a decision on beforehand. Usually, you know, if you can, of a discussion of this where it's a 2-score game, a field goal, touchdown. That's what I meant by whenever it comes by. If it's 3rd and 15 in a bad situation, you know, that's a great time to take it.
And this is in Loop's range from here.
Right, it is.
This will be 57 from here. Fifita runs away, gives a little ball fake, first down. So that'll stop the clock before everything gets set. He got 12 yards with 1:20 left in this game, chasing 2 scores.
3-man rush.
And Fifita to the flat, and Risano quickly out of bounds.
Harvey Dyson getting held there, having a discussion. The O-line was laughing at him. That usually means, yeah, I was guilty right there. No flag, no foul.
Fifita for Olsen, off target, incomplete. Approaching a minute left, 1:06 to play.
I think Tech played that last down with 10 guys. They had 10 guys on the last play. They just ran the next defender. Banks 8 just came back on the field and nobody went off. Now they have 11.
Notre Dame, Ohio State, end of game last year.
Trying to hope and get back in it.
On 3rd and 9. Fifita has the pocket collapse, and he is dropped.
Timeout usually, timeout. Yep.
Banks and Carroll were first to the quarterback. Tillman also in there. So timeout for Arizona with 58 seconds left.
Charge timeout, Arizona. Be a 30-second timeout.
So 4-man rush. See the twist game inside, 8 and 52. Defensive ends converge. Tillman gets there. Now here's your question for Loop. All right, 4th and 100 right here. This is probably a great chance to kick your field goal. Because this guy, man, he's such a weapon. It is 4th down. We got wrong down markers up top.
So 51 or 52, depending on your eye. They'll call it 52 officially for Tyler Loop to try to make it a 1-score game again. And he did. So it'll be onside kick time for Arizona. And remember, the missed field goal. Or else they would have been going down there to try to score a touchdown and win the game. This one good for Loop.
Loop, just a powerful leg. This baby's way over the uprights. That doesn't show how high that was, but definitely inside the upright. And good. Brent Brennan loving it, getting his onside kick team. See how Tyler Loop translates to if he can, throttle it down to an onside kick.
A historic night for Tyler Loop, first player at Arizona to make 5 field goals in a game. But this the biggest kick of his night.
Taj Brooks in there, right, mirroring Loop right over the kicker. Good deployment of the skill guy right over the ball in case they had a little bunt action.
Hands team out there for Texas Tech trying to seal this, and a timeout.
Charge timeout. Texas Tech.
Like Loop was going to the right side of his kick formation.
Yep, a lot of times guys will try to show you one thing and then come back and do another.
And Texas Tech in another tight one tonight. Just seems routine for them at this point. Some of their other big games coming up at TCU on October 26th. Iowa State staying undefeated. Colorado, the top of the league. Oklahoma State still trying to get right in West Virginia, starting with a couple of wins in Big 12. It is going to be a fascinating race.
Every game.
Yes.
It's a coin flip. I mean, we've had a couple great ones, as you said, and all things happened today. Baylor almost beating Iowa State. Who was it? West Virginia drilled Oklahoma State.
2-0 start for West Virginia.
K-State sitting home this weekend with their feet up.
Going to keep the game alive. Onside kick at the feet. It is covered up. And Kelby Valson on the hands team, the wide receiver for Texas Tech, all but seals it.
He is the hero. Just a great job. Shortstop, pinkies together. Great reaction, and protect yourself. Get your buddies on front, on top of you.
He was leaning.
Yes, he was. And they can get in victory now in this situation. Arizona just one timeout remaining, 52 seconds. And that one score record will remain undefeated for Joey McGuire and company. Wow.
3 Big 12 games, 3 one-score games for Texas Tech.
Get this under 40 seconds.
Well, and for stretches of this second half, it looked like Arizona was a train moving downhill. The force out on the McMillan fumble led to the Taj Brooks game-sealing touchdown, and Texas Tech will be in pole position. 3-0 for the first time since 2013 in the Big 12.
Two really good dudes right there in the coaching profession, Joe McGuire and Brent Brennan. Ton of respect between those two. They do it the right way. Coach hard, coach well, coach right.
And Allison is with the winning head coach, Joey McGuire.
Coach McGuire, the defenses took center stage, as we all, of course, anticipated. Both teams came up with some big takeaways, but it was your defense that came away with that final takeaway. What can you say about their performance tonight?
It was huge. You know, we talked all week long about winning the plan to win. One of the big parts of winning the plan to win is winning the turnover battle, and we got one more than they did, and that was the difference in the game.
You get a much-needed win on the road and another win in a one-score game. What is it about the makeup of this team that allows them to come through in these close games?
You know, one of my favorite scenes of any movie is Creed 2, whenever he puts his foot in the tire, and we put our foot in the tire. There's a lot of body blows thrown. You could have blinked, you could have stepped out of it, but they didn't. They kept fighting. I'm really proud of them.
You've got the tire on the sideline to remind him of that. I saw that there. Brooks, for you, he's been your bell cow all season. He's been so dependable, but a couple of fumbles tonight. What did you like, though, about the way he responded and closed this thing out?
I learned from one of the best coaches in the country, Matt Rule, what's next. And that's our mindset. Whenever good things happen, we got to get to what's next. When bad things happen, we had some things, and we handled the highs and lows tonight and won a big, big Big 12 game.
Congratulations, Joey.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
The bell cow, Taj Brooks, over 100 yards, recovering from those fumbles to seal it with a hat trick of touchdowns. And Texas Tech is 5-0 when their bell cow plays in games this year. Another one-score win for Texas Tech. Back to wrap it up in Tucson after this. Wouldn't be a Big 12 game with Texas Tech without it being dramatic. 3 weeks in a row, 3 wins, and the looks of their opponents' fans just like that. A lonely place that Texas Tech has created 3 weeks in a row for their opponents. They win it again tonight, 28-22. Had to come back. They blew their lead and then won it. Taj Brooks putting it away. Thanks to our entire wonderful crew, Max Lindwand, our producer, our director, Derek Manning, and everybody back in Los Angeles. Allison Williams down in the field, Mark Helfrich, Con Runyon, Mike Rudolphi, and Scott Snyder up here in the booth. We say goodnight. NFL football coming your way tomorrow on Fox. Texas Tech wins it 28-22.